Welcome in here to Richards Memorial Field in Hillsboro High School. Week 1 of high school football. The Friday night lights are back as Western Brown travels on the road here to take on these Hillsboro Indians. I'm Greg Lyman here with my partner Rob Bowman. We're going to have all the exciting Friday night light action for you here in this Week 1 matchup. Rob, it's been a little while since we've been in the booth up here and, back on the gridiron. It's kind of like Christmas morning for any football fans out there. We got college football right around the corner. We were talking with Coach Osborne. He's excited about this. Got a lot of returners, new quarterback, but a lot of returning players for the Broncos that got a lot of important time a year ago. So it'll be interesting to see how they come out and start the season. I know they want to get off on the right foot and try to get a W here tonight on the road.
Definitely. We've got a beautiful night here. Field looks great here in Hillsboro as well. But, yeah, Coach Osborne got a lot of optimism rolling into this Week 1. Brand new starter getting his first reps here on Friday night, but Coach O talked about him. We'll talk about him a little bit later in the pregame here, but how much confidence he already has in him and how much that's built throughout the offseason. And both these teams coming off some disappointing 2024 seasons, so looking to rebound there and get things started off to a good start here in 2025.
The Broncos have come out down the hill here at Richards Memorial Field, and they're over on the far sideline. It looks like Hillsboro Indians are trotting down the hill here now, getting ready to run out through the tunnel and through the band. Band already played the national anthem, did a great job out there. So we're going to go ahead with our pregame stuff here, starting with the home team on the scoreboard, the Hillsboro Indians, led by head coach Nathan Horn, who is entering his 4th season leading the Indians. His overall record is 13 wins, 19 losses, with 2 playoff wins, or appearances rather, and has yet to get that first playoff victory. Hillsboro is coming off a 4-6 overall season, 2-3 in the always tough Frontier Athletic Conference, which put them in a tie for 4th place behind the undefeated in the conference Jackson, and 2nd place Miami Trace and Washington Courthouse, both tied. Again, all common opponents of Western Brown last year as well. They'll see Jackson and Miami Trace again this season later on in this first half of non-conference play. In the regular season finale, the Indians won in an impressive fashion over rival McLean, 41-10. Now I'll hand it over to Robin. He's going to have a little bit about the Western Brown Broncos.
Broncos led by head coach Nick Osborne, now in his 6th season. Broncos are 34-22 under Coach O. Came out of the gates hot in 2024, starting 3-0. That cooled off, though, in the middle of that season there and down the stretch. Finished with a 4-6 overall record and 1-4 in the regular season in the league in the SBAAC, Southern Buckeye. Finished 5th in the conference behind Clinton Massey, Batavia, Wilmington, and New Richmond. Broncos finished the regular season at home versus Wilmington, where the Hurricane were too much to handle in that one. Wilmington put it to the Broncos, won with the final score of 42-21. Dealt with a lot of injuries last season throughout the year, and guys kind of battled and played through them and just really struggled. Looking to rebound after that, coming out of the gate strong with a new sophomore quarterback at the helm.
So again, teams are out on the field. We got about a minute to go here till we kick it off. We'll go over some key performers for Hillsboro really quick. Senior running back Jevin Hochstol led the Indians in rushing, 656 yards on 72 carries, 287 yards receiving on 12 receptions, and 15 total touchdowns, including 5 in that final game against McLean, which tied a Hillsboro high school single game record. Defensively, 29 tackles, 1 sack, 1 interception, 1 forced fumble. Quarterback Mason Dumpert, a senior 3-year starter, 476 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, 336 yards on the ground, and 8 touchdowns, and also threw in 10 tackles on defense. Senior strong safety and wide receiver Zach Brown, 24 receptions, 113 yards, 1 touchdown, 10 pancake blocks, 74 tackles, 1.5 tackles for loss, 2 forced fumbles, and a fumble recovery. Junior linebacker Colin Swackhammer hit the century mark, 106 tackles, 3 sacks, 1 fumble recovery, 1 interception, and returned that one for a touchdown. And junior running back Trey Captain, 449 yards rushing, 49 receiving, and 5 touchdowns, and had 2 interceptions on the defensive side. I'll hand it over to Rob, and he's going to have a little bit about those Broncos here for you real quick before the kickoff.
Starting defensively for the Broncos, senior defensive lineman, linebacker Carter Saylor, 60 tackles, 4.5 sacks, 7 tackles for loss. Senior DB Zayden Nichols, 37 tackles, 1 tackle for loss, 3 interceptions, 4 pass breakups. Junior D lineman and offensive lineman Emmanuel Gibbs, 16 tackles, 1 sack, 2 tackles for loss. and does a tremendous job as well on the offensive end. And led by senior linebacker number 7, Ty Spalding, led the league in tackles, 149, 7.5 tackles for loss, 1 sack, 1 pass breakup, 1 interception. And I think Coach O said in the pregame huddle this week he only needs 3 tackles to break the all-time school record. And then offensively, senior running back Justin Morgan, 377 rushing with 7 touchdowns. Senior wide receiver number 9, Elijah Valdez, 342 receiving and 2 touchdowns. Senior wide receiver Braden Harmon, 410 receiving and 7 touchdowns. And Ty Spalding getting it done there as well at tight end, 136 receiving and 5 touchdowns.
Well, Hillsboro's got it teed up. Western Brown will receive the kick. Back deep to return is Isaiah Loudermilk and Justin Morgan for the Broncos. Hillsboro in their home red uniforms, Western Brown in their white jerseys, white pants, and white helmets. And number 14's got it teed up. Cooper Swope, he'll kick it away. Line drive kick. It's going to be fielded by Morgan. Now it bounces off him, goes into the end zone. He scoops it up, and that's going to be a touchback. Luckily, good coverage would have been down there for Hillsboro, but they're going to take it out on the 20-yard line, and we'll see that Western Brown offense trotting first time here, led by that sophomore quarterback, number 16, Deion Bradford.
A big booming kick down to about the 2-yard line. Morgan with the sun in his face, just a little too much to handle right there, but Broncos will get it.
If you're listening to us on the radio, the Broncos will be headed from right to left on your radio dial here in this first half and first quarter. And if you're not watching it, or if you're in a safe place to do so, check us out on goodguysradiotv.com. Matt Hildebrand down there on the camera for us. R2 Duncan back in the studio. Appreciate all the work they have going into this one for us to bring it to you live here from Richards Memorial Field. Late sub checking in there for the Broncos. 11:57 to go on the clock. Bradford takes a snap, little high. He's going to hand this one off to Morgan. Tries to go up the middle, but no room there. That's going to go for a short loss back to the 19-yard line. Had to bring up second down and 11 here for this Western Brown offense.
Tried to go inside on the right. Morgan just not a lot of room. Coach O wants to get that run game established to help that young quarterback Deion Bradford out in the backfield.
2 big men in the middle there. Jahari Pitts and Caden Robbins did a good job stuffing that one. They'll go empty this time, 3 on the right, 2 on the left. Bradford looking to throw, has a quick throw, and it's going to be a sliding catch over on that far side by number 8, Peyton Day. And that's going to bring up a third down and manageable here for the offense as they look to go quick.
And nice throw, quick slant route off the right side. Day just gets it, tucks up. Now they've got a third and short coming up. Playbook wide open.
Call it 3rd and 2 after a 9-yard gain there on second down and 11. 1 man in the backfield off to Bradford's left, 1 receiver up high, 3 down here on the bottom. Bradford's running this one all the way, going off that left side. And I don't think he got there. As the pile gets pushed backwards, it's going to go for a short loss. It's going to bring up the first 4th down here. And first decision for Coach Osborne backed up in their own territory.
Yeah, a little high snap through the timing off there. And Bradford goes backwards. 4th down, we know Coach Osborne is extremely active even in his own territory.
Bradford tries to take the snap and a penalty, and I think they're going to be able to draw him off, so maybe a mistake here. We'll see if, I don't know if there was movement on Western Brown. Yeah, they're going to, first initial signal is offside, so Broncos get some help from that Indian defense, and they're going to give them their first down of the night on an offside penalty. Number 4 jumped across there, Landon Jordan, as Rob would say, couldn't quite hold the water.
Now that's one of those things Coach O loves to do in those 3rd and short, 4th and short situations. Try to get those cheap, easy yards from the defense, and Hillsboro early on here not showing that discipline.
Morgan off the right hip of Bradford in the backfield, 2 receivers on either side. Morgan motions out to the left. Bradford looking towards the right. Quick throw over that way, almost a diving catch on the far side by, I believe that's Zayden Nichols playing a little bit of both ways out there. Couldn't quite bring it in, though. Bring up second down and 10.
Good placement, though, by Bradford. Led his receiver. DB was in tight coverage on the back of Nichols and put it where Nichols could only get it.
And going back to those, those 4th downs, teams scout these Broncos, and they know they'll go for it on any part of the field. So defense a little jumpy there early in the season. Going to see some of those mistakes on both sides. Bradford high snap, takes it looking to his left this time. He's going to throw it over the middle. Some contact and a late flag. Referee couldn't quite get it out, but he's able to pull it out on the coverage back there, but got there just a little bit early, and that's going to be a pass interference going against Hillsboro.
Yeah, number 3, Wyatt Pride running that dig route in the middle and just got tackled before he was even able to make an attempt at the ball.
So that'll give the Bronco offense another first down. So back-to-back first downs via the penalty for this Bronco offense. 10:05 to go here in the first quarter. Ball's up to the 47-yard line, still in Bronco territory, but offense is moving down the field with the aid of some penalties. One man in the backfield. Takes the snap, going to fake the handoff, throws it over towards his own sideline, and had Loudermilk wide open, and Loudermilk had space to run, but Bradford a little bit behind him, and it's going to fall incomplete.
I think that one may have been tipped as well by John Deans, the defensive end there on the left side for that Hillsboro front. Got a hand up there. Coach O talked about wanting to play with some tempo as well. Hillsboro got a smaller roster. They play a lot of guys both ways. Opening night of the season, see a lot of players getting gassed and cramping up early.
Bradford, another high snap. He's going to hand off. He's trying to run this one. Goes off that left side, gets back to the line. I think they're going to give him a yard on forward progress. So it'll bring up a 3rd down and 9 situation here for this offense on the 48-yard line.
That front is really strong in the middle for Hillsboro right now, not giving up anything in the run game early on.
Yeah, we don't have height and weight on those guys, but they got some beef in the middle of that defensive line. And over on that far side, you mentioned his name, John Deans, big guy over there on that left side of the defensive line as well. Bradford takes a snap, quick throw to Morgan in the flat. He's trying to gets a block. He spins around off the tackler, goes past midfield to about the opposite 48. It's going to bring up a 4th down situation here, and I'm sure in this part of the field we'll see the Western Brown offense stay on the field.
Yeah, 4th and medium coming up. A little swing route to Morgan. We've seen Morgan do some tremendous things with his feet in the open field, but Hillsboro does a good job slowing him down there.
4th and 5, empty set here for Western Brown, trying to draw him off again. Almost got to jump up front, but now Bradford will look over to the sideline to Coach Osborne to get the final play call in here. Still plenty of time on the play clock. Western Brown taking their time here on 4th and 5, 8:50 to go here in the first quarter. Bradford takes a snap, looking to his right, now back to his left, has pretty good protection, throws it late, and a tug on the jersey, but there's going to be no call. The pass was intended for Morgan, and it's going to be tipped away, and the Hillsboro defense stands. Number 5, Landon Holland got a hand on that one for the Indians and knocked it down, and Western Brown will turn it over on downs.
Yeah, first turnover of the game. Good ball in there, but just not enough. Defender, it did look like he had a little tug on that jersey, but referees let that one play through, let him play in a little physical here. Turnover for Hillsboro and really good field position.
So Hillsboro have it right field on their own 48-yard line. Remember, coming up at the half, it's the Health Source of Ohio halftime report. We'll bring you our first half checkup and your Cincinnati Bengals studio update. So Hillsboro have their first offensive possession. Tight formation here. Mason Dumper will go under center. One receiver lined up out wide to the left. Man goes in motion. Dumper takes a snap, fakes a handoff, trying to bounce it outside. He's going to be brought down, and guess who? Ty Spalding brings him down for no gain. That's going to bring up 2nd down and 10. Big play for Spalding out of the gate.
And Spalding is just a tremendous athlete. He has been since he started his sophomore season 2 years ago. He does such a good job of fighting through and fighting off blocks, evading those offensive linemen, and just getting – he has a great nose for the football. He's going to be a tremendous player if he continues to play into college as well.
Big, strong kid, goes 6'1", 210. So it'll be no gain, 2nd down and 10 with 8:10 to go here in this first quarter. Takes a snap. They're going to pitch this one out to Hoxtell coming this way, and they're going to be able to bring him down and knock him out of bounds right around the line of scrimmage, and good coverage out there. That was number 32 flying out on the edge, Dre Mitchell, his first year playing football here on move in for Western Brown, and a great play by him to close in and bring him down for no gain to bring up 3rd and long.
Really good play. Zayden Nichols was the one who initially pushed it to the sideline, and then Mitchell able to clean it up on Hillsboro's bench. 3rd and long coming up. Good start for this Bronco defense.
I was talking to Coach Osborne about Mitchell. He's really excited about his athleticism. Big, strong kid. Again, out on the outside goes 6'3", 180, and he had some closing speed on that one. So 3rd down and 10 here, 7:25 to go. Dumper will take the snap, rolling out to his left. He's looking to throw this one. Some pressure, takes a shot, and it's a nice touch. And it's going to be complete over on that far sideline. I think that's number 8, Hottinger has it. There is a flag down, though, and I think this one's coming back. A good throw by Dumper under pressure, but it looks like it's going to be negated by penalty.
Yeah, that flag flew in at the line of scrimmage as he was scrambling out of the pocket under pressure. Really good throw down the field, but the referees are walking this one back.
Thinking a number on that far side, that might have been Adam Pena, I think, was coming in there. Number 18, Adam Pena, 6'3", 215. Linebacker tight end came flying in there. And again, a good throw by Dumpert under pressure, but it's going to be negated by a holding call. So that's going to back him up even farther here with 7:14 to go in this first quarter. It's going to bring up a 3rd and looks to be about 15 yards.
And Hillsboro doesn't throw too often, but Coach O said on film in the scrimmages they were throwing it a little bit more than they have in the past, maybe feeling a little more comfortable. Dumpert, again, a 3-year starter coming in.
Tight formation here for Hillsboro. No receivers lined up out wide. 3 people in the backfield behind Dumpert under center. Dumpert ready for the snap. He's just going to run this one up the middle by himself. Takes a big shot up the middle, but able to keep the legs turning. Gets back past that initial line of scrimmage, but it's going to bring up a 4th down and long. And a decision here for Coach Horn is he's going to have to decide if he's going to punt it away or try to go for it here around midfield. It looks like the punting unit's coming out.
Yeah, tough decision, but he saw what his defense did in that first series and did a good job against Western Brown, holding them right about midfield, getting that turnover on downs, wants to potentially pin them deep.
In on that play was number 31, Lakin Deal. We heard Coach Osborne talk about him, the freshman, very excited about his potential on the defensive end, and now it looks like we're going to have a timeout coming in here. There was a late sub that ran on for Western Brown, and I'm not sure who called the timeout, no signal yet. It's going to be a timeout for Western Brown, but, you know, we've talked about this a lot here early in the season. The offense, you know, it just seems like the defenses are a little ahead at this point. Offense hasn't had a lot of time to gel, and I know you play some scrimmages, but it's just not the same as getting out there on Friday nights. But both defenses with a couple of big stops here, and so far, Hillsboro really hurting themselves with some penalties offensively and defensively that's kind of killed some of their drive here. But again, a good stand there for Western Brown, and you know, we've talked about the past couple of years. It's no secret. Western Brown struggled defending the run. And so far here tonight, this is a team that does it really well with some really experienced guys in the backfield. I think Coach Osborne and Coach Cody Wilson have to be excited about getting a big stop here and force them in a 4th and long.
Yeah, one of the things that hurt them the most in the past was the edge rush, getting to the sideline and trying to string those plays out. And tonight they've done a good job on that first series. I think they had to call a timeout. They didn't have anyone back to receive the punt, so now they've got Harmon back there, it looks like.
Low snap, it's on the ground, but he's able to scoop it up like a first baseman. Harmon, the punt's going to go over his head, lets it bounce, and it's going to go into the end. So big boot there after a tough snap. But it'll be a touchback, and Western Brown offense will be coming back out on the 20-yard line. So a little bit of back and forth here on the defensive side for both teams. Offense still trying to find their footing here. It's week 1. There's going to be mistakes. There's going to be some tough plays or some missed opportunities for both teams. But, you know, Coach Osborne talked about it. It's all going to be about who can take care of the football, who can take advantage of those mistakes when they're given. And Western Brown's going to have it back here with 6:08 to go in the first quarter on the 20.
Yeah, limiting those mistakes, learning from them as well. You've got some young guys in here on both sides, and what can you do with the opportunities you're given? Again, Western Brown has the sun in their face right now, so a little bit of disadvantage.
2 receivers lined up out wide on either side. Morgan in the backfield with Bradford. Man goes in motion across the formation. Bradford high snap again, rolling to his left. Squares the shoulders, wants to throw it. He's going to throw it late, and it's going to be almost caught a diving attempt on the sideline there by Wyatt Pride. We think that is number 3, and was incomplete and falls down into the Hillsboro sideline. Will bring up 2nd down and 10.
That was a really good throw, rolling out to his left, throwing across his body, got those shoulders turned, put a good throw out there, just not able to reel that one in. But the young quarterback looking pretty good here so far, Bradford.
He's done a nice job handling. The snaps have been kind of high, too. He's done a nice job handling those. This time they'll motion him in across the formation, and now a penalty flag flies out. Looks like some early movement against that Western Brown front. So that's going to bring up a 5-yard false start penalty, be 2nd down and 15.
Yeah, first penalty on the night for Western Brown. Set him back a little bit inside that red zone now.
Remember, 99.5 is your home for the Ohio University Bobcats. The Cats kick off the season on the road Thursday at Rutgers. Coverage begins at 5 p.m., kickoff at 6 p.m. right here on 99.5 The Edge. Bradford wants to throw over the middle. It's tipped up, and it's up for grabs and almost came down with it. I think that was Morgan. Tried to bring it down, but luckily, I think for the Broncos, that one hit the turf as 2 defender and an offensive player went up for it. But it falls incomplete. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and long now for this Western Brown offense.
That was more of a defensive play for Morgan. Just went up at the same time as that defensive back for Hillsboro and able to rip it out of his hands. Not able to come down with it, but kept it from being a turnover.
So 3rd down and 15 now with 5:55 to go in the first quarter. Bradford takes a snap, rolling to his left again. Squaring the shoulders, wants to throw. He's going to throw it late down towards the sideline, trying to get it to Harmon. Tries to come back to it, but a little bit underthrown as he was going out to his left side there. Couldn't get enough on the throw. And it'll fall incomplete. It's going to bring up a 4th and long and backed up inside the 20. I think Coach Osborne's going to have to punt this one away and get the defense back out there and try to get another stop.
0 for 3 now on third down conversions are the Broncos, so backed up at their own 15, 4th and 15. Coach O elects to punt this one away.
This is a very similar start to a few years ago when we were here for this game. It just seemed like the offense has kind of stumbled around and then finally were able to figure it out there towards the end of the first half. And that looks like Spalding punting it for the Broncos back there. And get a nice end-over-end kick, bounces over the head across the 50 down just inside the 4. Almost to the 35, we'll call it the 37-yard line, so a pretty nice punt there to flip the field. What can't Ty Spalding do? Punting it away, catching touchdowns, tackling quarterbacks. He can do it all.
He really can. He's a utility man. We've seen him run the ball too, and playing a little bit of tight end, lead blocker as well, but defensively is where he really makes his money on this team, and it's shown since, his sophomore season. He's only gotten bigger from holding that school record on his own.
So Hillsboro, their second possession from their own 37, first down and 10, 5:37 to go in the first quarter. Hoxell goes in motion. They're going to hand it up the middle. Nice turning run past the 40 up to about the 1-yard line. Nice little play there on first down to get him some yards. They'll bring up second down and medium.
Yeah, went with the fake sweep off to the right, came back up the middle, and Spalding there again to clean it up. Nice team tackle there, but a good gain on first down for Hillsboro.
That was number 2, Jack Cornell, with the carry there, I believe, for the Indians. We'll get 4 yards. It'll be second down and 6 now from the 41-yard line. Bronco defense trying to come up with another stop. Hillsboro offense trying to find their footing here in this first quarter of the season. So glad to have you back with us here on a Friday night from Hillsboro. And high school football is back. Man goes in motion. Dumpert fakes it. Going to come back this way to Hoxtell. Dancing around, following his blockers. And now he's going to be wrapped up right around the line to gain. I think that's going to be a first down. Nice run there by number 7, Jevin Hoxtell. And that's going to give him enough to move the chains. It'll be a first down for the Indian offense.
A counter off to the right side. Typically, it's a little more patient run there, and Hoxtell did a great job letting those blocks get set up and churning those legs after contact, getting that first down. First one of the night for Hillsboro.
So their offense found a little rhythm here. We've seen this kind of triple option power, formation football from them over the past couple of seasons since Coach Horn took over. And again, it's been effective for them. They got a couple of really good running backs, and Mason Dumpert very capable with the legs and the arm as well. First and 10 from the 48. Dumpert will fake the handoff. He's rolling out to his left. He's going to pitch it late on the option, trying to get to the edge, and he's able to get there. And I don't think anyone's going to catch him. That's Trey Captain, and he's going in for the first touchdown of the season. And there's the confetti comes out from the home crowd. And you talked about it just a minute ago, that edge rush has been the problem for that Bronco defense. They went over towards that far sideline towards the Western Brown bench, and you can see it setting up. They pitched it late, and nobody can catch Trey Captain. He'll have his first touchdown of the year. The Indians lead 6-0 with the extra point coming up.
If I'm not mistaken, that was his first touch of the game too, and he really showed that speed on the edge. Once he got there, he was not getting caught. Captain, was that about a 56-yarder or so?
Right around there, yeah, right around midfield, and I think it was from the 48, so we'll call it a 52-yarder. But man, what a run there by Captain. Will punch it in for the first time of the season. And now number 14, Cooper, swope on to try the extra point, trying to make it a 7-0 lead here for Hillsboro early. Dumpert will hold it down for him. Snaps back, holds down, kick is on the way. Good looking end over end kick out into the off the net. And it'll be 7-0 in favor of Hillsboro. We'll take a short break. We'll be right back on 99.5 The Edge and Good Guys Radio TV.
At the heart of our community and cheering along with you, Merchants National Bank has been your local bank for over 145 years. Just like our team on the field, we're committed to hard work, teamwork, and supporting our community. Whether you're saving for the future, buying your first home, or growing your business, Merchants National Bank is here to help you reach your goals. Stop by any of our convenient local locations or visit online at merchantsnat.com. Merchants National Bank, a real community bank. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Your plan is ready. It's time to build. At CMT Components, we design and manufacture quality building materials for your custom job. If you need metal panels and trim, trusses, or even a complete pole barn package, we do it all, including delivering right to your job site. To get started, call us at 937-446-3400. You can also check us out online or stop by our office in Sardinia, Ohio to discuss your plans today. Let's get building.
Southern State Community College celebrates 50 years of educating our community.
Kickoff fielded by Morgan. He's got some room to run, trying to go over towards that sideline. He's got some blocks, and Morgan is through. One man to beat the kicker. Tries to make a move, bounces it to the outside, and he's going to be able to push him out of bounds. But I believe I saw someone point like there was a penalty flag, but I don't see one on the field. A nice return by Justin Morgan. Some electricity. We've talked with Coach Osborne about him. He just has not been able to stay healthy the past couple years, and Morgan all the way down inside the 40-yard line on the 39. So really good field position for this Western Brown offense to try to answer back.
And he's one of those players, another utility player for this offense, can run the ball. He's a great receiver as well and can get it done. And now we're seeing him in the return game, really electric with the ball in his hands.
So first down and 10 from the 49 in Indian territory. Western Brown offense, 4:06 to go here in the first quarter. They hold on to 2 timeouts. Hillsboro still has all 3 of theirs here for this first half. And Nichols kind of coming on late there for the Western Brown offense. Empty backfield. Bradford ready for the snap, takes it, looking over the middle, now back to the left, dances up through the pocket. Now he's going to run it, has some room to run, bounces it out to the outside, takes a big hit, slung down out of bounds into his own sideline. And a nice gain there, about 5 yards. Will bring up second down and medium for Western Brown.
Yeah, better snap there, too, from the center. And Loudermilk had a good block on the edge. Once Bradford pulled that down and decided to run, Loudermilk set a good block, let him get to that edge, picked up about, I think, 6 maybe there towards that sideline.
So they'll give him 6 up to the 34 to be second down and 4 with 3:33 to go in the first quarter. 3 receivers on the left, 2 up high on the right. Bradford in the shotgun, ready for the snap. Takes another high snap, tips it to himself, and some pressure up the middle. He's going to throw it late, has a man with a step, a little bit underthrown, and I believe that one's going to be intercepted. Number 5, Landon Holland, comes down with it just outside the goal line as Bradford took a deep shot down the field. And some pressure, I think, affected that throw a little bit for Bradford, just couldn't quite get enough on it. And that's going to be a turnover all the way down inside the 5. But a nice play. Now they're going to say it was a touchback, so they're going to put him all the way out on the 20. So a big play by the Hillsboro defense to take one away from Western Brown.
Yeah, that ball just kind of hung up a little bit for Nichols, and Holland able to run underneath of it as Nichols was kind of waiting on it to come down. And now they do mark it back at the 2-yard line now.
So they had it at the 20. They'll take it back to the 2. So it'll be first and 10, 98 yards to go for the Hillsboro offense. We'll see if Western Brown can come up with a big stop here after the turnover. As again, a nice play by number 5, Landon Holland. Went up high to get that one and brought it down for the interception. And now another timeout coming. That's going to be a timeout from Hillsboro as Coach Nathan Horn was not happy about that one, was getting on somebody here on the sideline. So it'll be a quick timeout here. And again, a big play by that Hillsboro defense. The Western Brown offense had the big return there from Morgan, had good field position, got a nice gain on the first play, and then just couldn't quite come up with it there, a little bit underthrown. And again, we're going to see that some from the sophomore quarterback, and I'm sure that, Coach Osborne is I don't want to say he's okay with turnovers, but that's going to happen with a sophomore quarterback that's never played, trying to push it down the field here and there. But it would be big for Western Brown to try to come up with a stop here. Don't want to get down 2 scores early. Still a lot of time, but I think it'd be a big confidence boost if they can get off the field here.
Yeah, definitely, especially deep in Hillsboro's territory here, and maybe get some really good field position back for that offense too. So they've started on their own 20 each of these first couple series for that Bronco offense.
So 3:18 to go here in the first quarter. Hillsboro has the ball on the 2-yard line after the timeout. Tight formation. Going to take the snap, hand this one off, coming off this side. Trying to get to the outside. Mitchell gets a hand on him and now wraps him up and brings him down. Another nice play by Dre Mitchell. Able to bring him down for maybe a short gain. Will go for about a yard. Will bring up second down and 9.
Really good contain. Didn't get sucked in. They tried to go fake up the middle there, and Mitchell did a good job of maintaining that edge and that contain, able to get a hand on Captain and bring him down for a short gain.
So they'll give him a yard up to the 3. And again, Mitchell, a kid that moved into the district, I'm not sure how much football he's played recently, but Coach Osborne, again, talking to him the other day, not in the pregame huddle, but just talking to him, was very excited about his athletic ability and thought that he was going to be a big impact. He's had an impact here so far. Hoxell goes in motion. They're going to hand this one off up the middle. Captain again, able to get up close to the 10-yard line. I think they're going to mark him at about the 7, maybe 8-yard line. So it's going to bring up third down and manageable here for the Hillsboro offense.
And if I'm not mistaken, that was Ty Spalding on that one. So that should be number 3, and that should be enough for that school record.
And a substitution coming in there for the Broncos as I believe that's number 40, Roberts. Sebastian Roberts checking in there on the defensive line. So it's going to be a 3rd and 4 from the 8, just over 2 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Captain in the backfield as looks like Dumpert's going to come up and go under center again. One receiver lined up out wide to the left is number 3, Zach Brown. Western Brown offense trying to come up with a big stop. Captain goes in motion, fakes the handoff. This time they're going to keep it. Dumpert's got all kinds of room, picks up a block, and nobody's going to catch Mason Dumpert as Dre Mitchell's going to try to run him down, but it's not going to happen. He's going to go all the way to the house from inside the 10. A 92-yard touchdown run for the quarterback, Mason Dumpert, and a quick 13-0 deficit for this Western Brown team.
Yeah, really, really disappointing for that defense not to get off the field. They had a 3rd and medium there and a good opportunity, and Dumpert able to get the edge and takes that one to the house. No contest there on the edge.
So an extra point coming up here trying to make it 14-0. And again, the run play is gashing this Western Brown defense here to start this one in the first quarter. Number 14 on to kick the extra point, Cooper Swope. Dumpert will hold it down for him. Snaps back, holds down, another good-looking kick. And that one is going to be good as well to make it 14-0. Almost hit a car driving down the street out there. So 14-0 in favor of the Indians. We'll take a break. We'll be right back on 99.5 The Edge and Good Guys Radio TV.
Southern State Community College celebrates 50 years of educating our community. From humble beginnings, Southern State has evolved to become a cornerstone of accessible education, offering flexible learning that includes a growing number of online classes and fully online programs. Southern State Community College empowers you to succeed quickly with a very affordable tuition rate when compared to many four-year institutions. Call 800-628-7722 or apply online at sscc.edu.
Hey, sports fan! Did you know the OHSAA is among the national leaders in social media? Check out the OHSAA's social media platforms for news, tournament information, accomplishments, helpful links, and all the items available in the fan guide, including photos, DVDs, and publications. Check out OHSAA Sports on Twitter, Facebook, Snapchat, and Instagram. And who knows, you may be the next featured face.
Players check out for some reason. Not sure if there's maybe blood or something, not sure, but Hoxel will take his spot. But another big run there for the Indians to make it 14-0.
And it seems like right now with the edge runs that they're doing, they're running to the field side, the wider side of the field to give them a little more space, put that defense more spread out.
Swope going to kick it away now, a line drive kick. And Morgan backs up right around the goal line, fields it, and it's in the end zone, so no chance for a return. So it'll be on the 20-yard line, a touchback there, a nice boot by Swope again. But again, you don't want to overstate it, but it feels like this is a time where this Western Brown offense really needs to put a drive together and try to answer back, at least keep the ball for a while and give their defense a little bit of a break, as the last drive only went a couple of plays. So big drive here for Western Brown trying to answer back down 14.
Yeah, and we'll see what Coach O does here too, coming off the interception as well. Is he going to try to mix in more of that run game to try to balance it out? It was, I believe, 3 straight passes on that last series. So
empty formation here. One man out wide to the right, 3 bunched on the bottom to the left. Bradford in the shotgun takes the snap. Good snap this time, looking over towards the Hillsboro sideline. He's going to throw it late, trying to get it complete out to number 3 again. Wyatt Pride, it's overthrown. It'll fall incomplete. So it's going to bring up 2nd down and 10. Man had a step, just overthrew him a little bit.
Yeah, and the Bronco receivers have done a good job getting separation early on these deeper routes down the field, and Bradford just a little bit off on that one, a little too much.
So same formation here, well, a little bit different. Three out wide on the left this time. They were a bunch last time, one on the right in the shotgun by himself. Morgan goes in motion. They're going to pitch this one to him, going off that right side. Has some room, trying to bounce it out. Breaks one tackle, able to fall forward for a nice run. Will be about 7 yards. Is going to bring up a 3rd down and manageable now for the Western Brown offense.
He gave a little hesitation, stutter step there on the edge, and able to gain some yards. I think in most situations that goes for maybe 1 or 2, but Morgan able to stretch that one out and give him a 3rd and 2.
I think that was Cornell on the far side there, number 2 for the Indians with the tackle. So it's going to be 3rd down and 2 now from the 27-yard line. Same formation this time. Morgan goes in motion again. Bradford takes the snap, fakes the handoff, and now he's going to try to run this one, trying to get over there, but he's going to be wrapped up, tries to fight for some extra yards, does fall forward, but he's going to be short. I think they're going to mark him with no gain or maybe just a couple of inches there, and it's going to be a 4th down and 3. Now they're going to mark him with a little bit of a loss, actually.
Slight loss on that play. Same formation and everything. Morgan coming across, but was the lead blocker on that play, and Hillsboro ready for it.
Same formation again this time. Bradford trying to clap to draw him off sides, and now 20 seconds to go. Well, I don't know where the if there's a play clock anywhere. Don't know if they're going to have to snap it or not. And it looks like Coach Osborne pretty content maybe just taking this one to the end of the first quarter with 8 seconds to go. Now Bradford's going to come up 4 seconds to go. Looks like he's going to try to take the snap, and Western Brown's going to have to spend another timeout. So 1 second to go on the clock here in the first quarter, and they're going to talk it over and come up with one final play here for the first quarter. But again, a 4th down and 3 backed up inside the 30-yard line. This could be a big turning point in this football game. If they're not able to get this first down the way they're running the ball right now, it's going to be a big ask from that defense to try to keep him at least out of field goal range. Swope has a pretty big leg, so we'll see. But this would be a big conversion for Western Brown and would be a huge stop for Hillsboro up 14.
And Hillsboro in a really good spot here, up 2 scores already, and with a 4th down opportunity to get off the field, get your offense back the ball in great field position, can manage that clock and run it down and really work that again. Still trying to get this young quarterback settled into the ball game for Western Brown and get things really rolling offensively. Haven't had much success early on in this ball game so far.
Well, this game has started. I mean, we've called this game the last 2 years, and it has been very, very similar to the last 2 starts. Western Brown's gotten down early. They've been able to storm back late. So we'll see if they're able to muster some comeback ability here as there's still 1 second to go in this first quarter. Ball is on the 27-yard line in Western Brown territory. It's going to be a 4th down and 3. Coach Osborne calls a late timeout there with 1 second to go in this first quarter. So it looks like that the offense is trotting back out. We have seen the quarterback punt it away some, but he's awfully close up to the line of scrimmage. Usually when they're going to punt it away, back up a couple extra yards, it looks like they're going to go for it. This will be the final play of the first quarter. Bradford, Hillsboro is wanting a false start there on the offensive line as there was a little bit of a movement there, but no call now, and now they are going to blow it dead. And not sure if Hillsboro took a timeout or what exactly happened there, why they blew it dead, but
I think Bradford lost his mouthpiece, so the equipment issue, giving him time to get that back in.
The Hillsboro linebackers, Cornell was pointing at the offensive line. He wanted a false start penalty bad. Morgan goes in motion again. Bradford takes a snap. Now a little bit of a fake run over there. He's going to throw it back the other way, and nobody's home. Some miscommunication as they tried to kind of fake that run play again and throw it. And that's going to be a turnover on downs and a really, really big stop for this Hillsboro defense as they're set up in great field position to start this second quarter. It's 14-0 in favor of the Hillsboro Indians. We'll take a break. We'll be back with second quarter action right after this on 99.5 The Edge and Good Guys Radio TV.
Trying to find a durable new look for your retail office, house, garage, or new barn dominium? Higgins Steel Roofing and Siding has added 2 new profiles within the past year that would make great options. A heavier 26-gauge metal board and batten with several colors to choose from adds a fresh new look to any project regardless of size. Or come in and check out our new options for standing seam. If it's steel roofing and siding, it comes from Higgins. Located in Hillsboro and Jackson, Higgins Steel Roofing and Siding, family owned and operated since 1958.
What we believe matters because it shapes who we are. At First State Bank, we believe in rural communities. We have since our start in 1884. We're proud of where we come from. And while others have come and gone, we've remained because standing by the folks you believe in is what a real local bank does. First State Bank, built on belief.
Finding that missing shin guard, remembering whether it's a home or away game, getting the right kid to the right playing field on the right day. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. We work with independent agents who keep insurance simple so you can worry about more important things, like not being that fan.
Oh, come on, ref!
That's simple human sense.
Your local auto owner's agent is Cooper Tarvin Insurance. Call 513-752-9960 or visit ctinsurance.net.
Game huddle does a good job there, and you've got Emmanuel Gibbs in the middle as well. He's done a good job on both sides of that line of scrimmage.
So they'll spot him with a couple yards up to the 26. They'll bring up 2nd down and 8 with 11:30 to go here in this first half. Hillsboro now headed from right to left on your radio dial over towards the end zone in front of the big hill. They're going to hand this one off, coming back this way, some room again, and Captain goes through untouched. And Trey Captain's going in for his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Broncos are in a big hole here in this one. Down now 20-0 with the extra point coming up. Trey Captain again right through the line of scrimmage untouched. And a big deficit, a big hole here to overcome for Western Brown in the first half.
And just ran that lead off tackle play on the left side. That time into the boundary. Captain patient to that line of scrimmage. Once he saw that hole open up, he just turned on the Jets. 2nd touchdown of the night for Trey Captain.
So the extra point coming up here to try to make it 21-0 in favor of the Indians. Swope will give it a kick again, going up the hill this time. We got one of the young Hillsboro players down there ready to catch it on the hill. It's going to be a tough catch on the big hill down there. As the kick is up, and it is good from Swope to make it 21-0 in favor of Hillsboro. We'll keep it here for the end of this drive, but a couple of plays there, and Hillsboro punches it in right again. And same thing we talked about before, that outside run play, just big chunks every time. And this Hillsboro offensive line, again, got some experience in the backfield, very experienced, but they are kind of getting whatever they want right now on the outside against this Bronco defensive front.
Yeah, inside the tackles, Western Brown doing a good job closing down short gains or even losses on a lot of those runs, but outside of the tackles, Hillsboro really being patient, letting those blocks set in, and once they see that gap, just taking off. 3 touchdowns on 3 consecutive drives.
Coach Horn has had this one circled. They felt like they really let one go last year at Western Brown. You could just kind of see the deflation on their faces when they thought they had that game in the bag, and then Western Brown was able to put together a drive and score on one of the final plays of the game. And the year before that, up 21-0 here as well. Kind of a similar situation, and Western Brown was able to come up with a big turnover at the end of the first half and a trick play to kind of get them back in it. So, Coach Horn's over there preaching, don't let your foot off the gas. We've seen this happen before. There's kind of a pooch kick over towards the Western Brown sideline, and nobody's really there, but finally able to fall on it over on the far side, right around the 20-yard line, so about the same as a touchback. That was Loudermilk able to come up and fall on it to avoid the kind of a good idea there to almost just pooch it down there where nobody was at, but Western Brown able to run up and fall on it before disaster, so they'll have it on the 20, 1st and 10.
Yeah, but you talked about 2 years ago was Sutton's first start at quarterback, and he kind of got off to a slow start as well. In that second half, they kind of hit the drawing board again and really settled him into the game from that point on, and Sutton was able to kind of take the lead and take charge of that game. And right now, that's kind of where Bradford is in this one with the early interception. Just got to settle down. He's had some really good throws tonight. Slight overthrows on a couple, underthrow here and there, but done really good so far for that sophomore.
Handed it off to Morgan, bounces it off the right side, able to go forward. Nice little run there for about 5.5 yards on 1st down. We'll make it 2nd down rather than about 5.
And really first inside run that's worked tonight for Western Brown. So it's got to be a relief for Coach O to find something that's working early in a series and get things opened up in that playbook.
And again, with that defense being out there a lot, a sustained drive here would be a big much-needed break for this Western Brown defense. Fakes a handoff this time, quick throw, and it's a little bit high. Pena tried to go up and grab it, but it was poked out of his hands. I think that was number 12, Malachi Abner, on the coverage. And that's going to bring up 3rd down now, and it seems like they're not getting anything on that 2nd down, and they're just putting themselves in some 3rd and medium to long situations, which has ended up in some 4th down plays and hasn't worked out for them.
Yeah, and that one was pretty good coverage by Hillsboro. Pena got his hands on it, just not able to reel it in.
Bradford takes the snap, hands it off to Morgan, and that one's going nowhere except backwards. He goes all the way back. That's going to be about a 3 or 4 yard loss, as there were 3 or 4 Indians led by number 52, Jahari Pitts, on that one. And they dump him for a couple of yard loss. It's going to be 4th down, and it looks to be about 7 or 8 now. And it looks like Western Brown going to like to punt it away. Can't take a chance on giving them great field position again inside their own 30-yard line.
That's now 4 tackles for loss for this Hillsboro defense, and 0 for 5 now on third down conversions are the Broncos.
Spalding's going to punt it away as a penalty flag comes out here on the far sideline, as captain's going to scoop it up around the 35-yard line, cuts back to the middle of the field, makes one man fall down, but they're going to be able to wrap him up around the 45-yard line. We'll check the penalty marker back here around the 20-yard line, around the original line of scrimmage. But for now, it's going to be first down and 10 on the 45-yard line, rather. Again, good field position for this Indian offense.
Looks like they are calling a false start on Western Brown.
So I would think Coach Horn's going to wave this one off and just take the ball on the 45-yard line. And that looks like that's what he's going to do. So it'll be first down and 10 as the Hillsboro offense trots back out. And again, don't want to beat a dead horse here, but this is a big, big drive for the Western Brown defense. If they can't get a stop here and go down 4 scores in this second quarter, that is going to be a large, large hill to climb here for the rest of this game. And right now, this Hillsboro offense firing on all cylinders after that first drive where they stalled out on a penalty and didn't convert on a third down, had to punt it away. They've found some success with the run game ever since then. So 9:57 to go here in this first half. Dumpert under center, ready for the snap. He'll take the snap. He's going to hand this one off, going on the far side to Hoxtell. Good coverage over there. Goes forward for about 3 or 4 yards, so a nice, tough run. Hoxtell kept the feet turning up to the 49-yard line. That'll bring up second down.
Lead off that right side. That's exactly what Hillsboro is going to be happy with, 4 yards every play. If they can get that, continuing to run the ball, continuing to eat away at this clock with the 3-score lead now. Western Brown not really doing anything offensively. They're exactly where Coach Horn wants them to be.
Hoxtell a little bit slow to kind of go back to the huddle there. Not sure if he was shaken up or not, but a tough run there. Gives them 4 yards, second down and 6 on the 49, just short of midfield. One receiver out wide to the right. Man goes in motion. Captain, they'll fake the handoff, give it to Hoxtell back on the other side, jumping over some tacklers, jumps over a blocker, and he's going to be just short of the line to gain. It's going to bring up third down at about a half a yard.
Yeah, another good run. Nice jump cut from Hoxtell there. Just shy of that first down marker. Hillsboro doing a good job moving the ball now into Bronco territory.
So Holland will check in for this Hillsboro offense. Zach Brown will check out, so it looks like they're going to go tight formation here on third down and just short of a yard with 8:42 to go in this first half. Dumpert under center, and now up to the line. He's just going to try to push the pile forward for a first down, and does so with some yards to spare. About a 4-yard gain there on a quarterback keeper up the middle. That'll move the chains inside the 45-yard line now of Western Brown.
And that's 3 touchdowns on the night for Hillsboro. Only 2 first downs, including that last one. A lot of big runs for them.
I think Coach Horn will be okay with that stat.
Yes. Definitely.
A 92-yard run, and then captains punch it in twice on a couple of big chunk yard run plays for him. So Western Brown backed up in their own territory now again. Falls inside the 45, and now the refs come in and blow the whistle, and they're going to run the clock. I guess the clock was stopped there momentarily, but they get it going now. 8:25 to go in this first half. Tight formation, 3 men behind the quarterback. Give it to Hoxtell up the middle and met immediately, and he's going down for a loss. Nice coverage there by the Bronco front. They're going to give him almost back to the line of scrimmage, about a 1-yard loss. That was some good penetration there by the Western Brown front.
And Landon Bashman getting in there. I believe that is his first tackle on the night.
He came flying in there off that right side of the offensive line. Also, Scroggins in on that one as well. A couple of other Bronco defenders got to him. It'll be a 1-yard loss, second down and 11 now. Back to the 43-yard line. 7:45 to go in this first half. Western Brown defense trying to come up with a big stop here to stop the bleeding, down 21-0. Dumpert under center, takes the snap. He's just going to run this one up the middle, and great push from the offensive line. My goodness. And now the ball came out, and a marker came down, and Western Brown has it. Dumpert coughed it up. I think it was number 7 over there. Guess who? Mr. Ty Spalding poked it out, and the Broncos come up with a big turnover. The first real mistake here from the Hillsboro offense. They had a great push on that offensive front, and Dumpert maybe just tried to reach it out for a first down or something. A lot of bodies in the way, but he coughs it up, and Western Brown comes up with a big turnover here, down 21-0 with 7:30 to go in the first half.
Yeah, that's huge. They still got a lot of time in this second quarter to get something going, and big turnover as Hillsboro just eating away at that clock in this second quarter. Western Brown defense comes up big. That was a nice push that they got up front, but yeah, I think he may have been trying to do a little too much with the football there.
I think that was led by Pitts and Robbins again. Man, if you're listening on the radio, that was a heck of a quarterback keeper for about 10 yards. And now the Western Brown offense gets a chance with 7.5 to go and 1 timeout left. 3 on the right, 2 on the left. Bradford in the shotgun, ready for the snap, takes it, looking to his right, throws it quick to Harmon. Harmon picks up a block, trying to get outside, trying to get another block, and a flag comes in late as Harmon would have had the first down, but it looks like a holding call is going to go against Western Brown. Wide receiver out there, number 3, Pride couldn't quite hold him, or did hold him, and that's going to be a holding call. It's going to back it up and negate a nice gain there on first down.
Yeah, and that's one of those things as a receiver, you got to almost feel where the runner is with the ball, and once they get to that edge, you gotta let go of that jersey. It's going to get called almost every time.
Almost every hold that goes against a receiver or a tight end is like the play's going inside, they bounce it to the outside, and they hold just a half second too long. And when you're right in front of that side judge, it's easy to see the pull, especially on that bright red jersey that Hillsboro is wearing. So that'll make it first down and 12 after the holding call. So they lose a couple of yards. Bradford with 1 man in the backfield, 3 on his left. Bradford fakes the snap. Now looking over the middle, has pretty good protection. He's going to run this one, has some room. Up past the 35, inside the 40, or past the 40 rather, and knocked out of bounds right at the line to gain. I think they're going to give it to him. A nice run by Bradford there on first down and 12.
Yeah, really good run there, able to tuck it down. Didn't have anything down the field, but finds that seam, picks up a first down. Good momentum for the Bronco offense there.
So far, Bronco offensive line doing a nice job. There's been some pressure up the middle, but overall pretty good, giving Bradford time to throw. Bradford, quick throw, has it complete to Harmon, trying to get to the outside. Same play going the other way, and the same result. Another flag flying in around the 45-yard line. It's going to be another hold going against Western Brown on that far side. And so back-to-back plays of big gains to Harmon are going to be negated by holding calls.
Yeah, I think that one was on Morgan as well. Nice bubble screen. Concept, waited for those blocks to get set, and Morgan just held on a little bit too long.
And it seems like, Coach Osborne trying to get the ball in his playmakers' hands a little quicker on this drive. Not so many shots downfield. Harmon has got a lot of experience and a big receiver for them. He talked about Loudermilk and his speed. So just trying to get the ball in playmakers' hands here, trying to make something happen. As now it looks like Hillsboro is going to, Western Brown. Or no, I think they've pointed the wrong way. Hillsboro's going to take a timeout with 6:59 to go. It'll be their first timeout of the half. So after the holding call, it's going to be a first down and 17 now. So Western Brown offense kind of getting some yards and then giving them right back. But again, this is an important drive here for Western Brown. Can't state it enough. And they come up with the big turnover there. They're able to take one away, steal a possession, and that was something that Coach Osborne talked about, winning the turnover battle. You can't go down 4 scores, especially with Hillsboro getting the ball after this halftime break. So Western Brown hopefully able to punch it in here and put together their first drive. Bradford's starting to look like he's getting a little bit more comfortable back there as well.
Well, and they're putting him in better situations too, getting the ball, like you said, out of his hands a lot quicker, and Coach O's got to be happy with that. Obviously, the penalties are a huge deficit now to dig out of here on this series, but getting that success, you get rid of those couple hold calls there, and those are big first down conversions by Harmon on both of those plays.
So again, for a first down and 17, Hillsboro Ohio here, Western Brown versus Hillsboro at Richards Memorial Field. Thanks for tuning in with us on a Friday night. Make sure you check us out on GoodGuysRadioTV.com. 1 man in the backfield with Bradford, 3 on the right, 1 on the left. Ball's on the left hash. Bradford takes the snap, hands it to Morgan, bounces it outside, able to make a couple of men miss. Now turning the legs back to about the 45-yard line, so back past the original line of scrimmage, so gets some penalty yards back, and it'll be second down and about 8.
Really good run by Morgan. Nice hole opened up on that right side of that offensive line. Morgan able to slip through, pick up a good chunk. Now second and about medium.
Same formation, just flipped this time. 3 on the left, 1 on the right. Bradford rolling out, looking to throw downfield. Now he's going to tuck it and run and able to get back maybe a few yards there as he falls forward. They're going to give him 2. He's going to bring up third down And it looks to be about 7 here, right around that H in the middle of the field.
And Bradford rolling out to his left, had a free man running through. Justin Morgan saw him at the last second, got a shoulder on him, able to knock him down and give Bradford enough time to scramble and pick up a couple yards there.
Again, make sure to stick around after the game. We'll honor tonight's standout player as the 99.5 The Edge player of the game. Empty set this time on 3rd and 6. 6 minutes to go here in this first half. Bradford looking to his left. He's going to throw it that way down the field, trying to get it to Loudermilk, and he stutter stepped for just a second. And again, another time where Western Brown had a receiver downfield, and they just can't quite get on the same page. It'll be 4th down.
Yeah, another good throw right at the fingertips of Loudermilk, and just out of reach, not able to pull it in. But you see the comfort of Bradford kind of settling in here. Puts a good ball out there.
That was a great throw, just off the fingertips of Loudermilk. Just couldn't quite come down with it.
Really good protection as well.
Thanks again to our season sponsors, including Higgins Steel Roofing, CR Deals, and John Wood Insurance. 5:53 to go here in the first half. Clock is stopped after the incompletion. It's going to be another big 4th down here for the Western Brown offense. 4th down and 6 from the 46. Still in their own territory, just short of midfield. 3 on the right, 2 on the left. Bradford takes the snap, looking to his left, wants to throw that way, has some pressure. Now he's going to tuck it down, throws it late, and it's going to be a diving catch by Harmon. A nice play to adjust to the ball, and kind of just a wobbler up there, but Harmon's able to come back and get it right at the 40-yard line in Indian territory. A big 4th down conversion for the Western Brown offense.
Yeah, it looked like that one may have got tipped. Harmon able to come back to it, diving catch, get his body underneath of it as well to control it on the ground.
3 on the right, 2 on the left. Ball's on the left hash. Bradford comes up to the line quick now, checks Coach O to the sideline for the play. 5.5 minutes to go in the first half. Western Brown trying to put their first points on the board here of the season. 3 on the right, 2 on the left. Bradford snap is wobbly, able to scoop it up off the ground, able to get out of a sack somehow. Now he's going to throw it late, has a man, and it's complete. Holy moly, what a play by Bradford. The ball was on the ground for the snap. He scooped it up, got out of what I thought was a sure sack, and able to throw it for about a 9-yard gain. What a play by Bradford and Morgan.
A little agility there, a little strength from Bradford as well, able to get out of that would-be sack and finds Morgan down the field for almost a first down, 9 yards there.
Bradford with a little magic. I thought for sure he was going down for about a 10-yard loss after the bad snap was on the ground. So now man motion across. I'll have 3 on the left, 2 on the right. Bradford right around the 45-yard line, takes the snap, spins the ball, looking to his left. Now he's going to run, tries to go up the middle, and he's met by a couple of tacklers. Number 52, Big Jahari Pitts in there again, drops him for a loss, and that's going to make it 3rd down and give some of those yards back. It's going to be 3rd and long now.
Yeah, tried to step up. That pocket just collapsed on him. Hillsboro did a good job of containing him and not letting that pocket get too deep. Forced him back up the middle. First sack of the game for the Indians.
I think if he could have bounced it out wide, he would have had a lot of room to run, but just couldn't get out there. You said a good job over there on the far side. Number 4, Landon Jordan, able to set the edge and push him back up the middle, and Pitts there to sling him down for a big loss. Bradford takes the snap, has good protection, throws it towards the sideline, has it complete to Harmon. He's going to be right around the line to gain. I think they're going to mark him just short. We'll see where they put it down. Now, referee on this far side's just, maybe a foot short of the 30. So it's going to be 4th down and less than a yard to go here with 3 minutes and 40 seconds to go. Western Brown comes up quick, trying to get going here before the Indian defense can get set. Bradford ready for the shotgun snap, tries the hard count. They don't jump this time. So now 3.5 minutes to go as Coach Osborne signaling in the play from the sideline on a 4th down and short. 3 receivers on the right, 2 on the left. Ball's over on that left hash mark, and now it looks like Western Brown's going to take their final timeout of this first half to talk things over here. Another big 4th down. They've been in a lot of these 4th down situations already early in this game, but again, Bradford making some plays here with Harmon and Justin Morgan. Seems like that offense is kind of starting to find a little bit of a rhythm, but then when they take 2 good steps forward, it seems like 1 backwards. They're just not quite able to get a good rhythm going here so far. But a good chance here inside Indian territory, right around the 30-yard line. If they can convert this 4th down, give themselves a chance to get in the end zone here before the end of this first half.
The 2 holding calls and the sack, big setbacks here, but now they're into Hillsboro territory, 1 yard to gain. A lot of times in the past with Coach Osborne, you're seeing that QB draw right up the middle. We saw it with Novak. We saw it with Sutton all throughout their careers here, and he's done it early as well with Bradford. We'll see what he goes to on this 4th and short.
So again, make sure to stay tuned for our coach's comments show right after the game, presented by Cooper Tarvin Insurance. And also remember, coming up at the half, it's the Health Source of Ohio halftime report. We'll break down the first half and get you set to get back to action. So all across the state of Ohio and all across the United States, I guess, high school football kicking off here late August. Again, Rob said it, a beautiful evening here in Hillsboro, Ohio. Couldn't ask for better weather in August to start the football season. We've had a few that have been pretty muggy. This is a nice one here. Fourth down, short, give it to Morgan, going up the middle. He's fighting. He's got plenty of yards for the first down inside the 30, down around to about the 26-yard line. And that'll move the chains on fourth down for Western Brown. Nice run by Justin Morgan.
Yeah, great block. Connor Hodge, Ty Spalding ran their defender about 15 yards and buried him down the field. Another fourth down conversion for this offense as well.
Connor Hodge was a name we heard from Coach Osborne in that interview the other day, too. Tight formation here for Western Brown. Don't see this very often. Bradford running this one all the way, and he runs into a couple of bodies there and not able to get anywhere off that right side. I think they're going to give him maybe a yard down to the 25. It'll be second down and 9.
Yeah, not much going there. Up the middle, again, this defense has been pretty stout so far. Aside from that fourth down conversion, Morgan able to capitalize on that with the lead blockers in there. But those interior tackles for Hillsboro's defense have been pretty stout all night long.
2 minutes and 30 seconds to go here in the first half. Western Brown putting together their first long sustained drive of this football game, trying to answer back, being down 21-0 early, trying to put some points on the board before the end of this first half. Now we'll go completely different formation, empty set, 3 on the right, 2 on the left. Bradford takes a snap, looking over the middle, has a man wide open. Justin Morgan goes up high and gets it, and Morgan's going in for the touchdown. Nice throw by Bradford. Morgan had to go up and high point it, and a busted coverage here as he ran wide open down the seam, and Western Brown has their first touchdown of the early season. Makes it 21-6 for the extra point coming up.
Under pressure, too. Bradford, I think he took a hit there, but puts enough on it. Morgan able to run underneath of it, get those hands up, high point it, bring it down, and cross the goal line for Western Brown's first score of the season.
So now, here's a story for you. Number 46, Naomi Cover, a soccer player, female soccer player for Western Brown, on to kick the extra point. So, number 16, Deion Bradford, the quarterback, will hold it down for her. She's ready to kick the extra point with 2:09 to go. Snaps down, holds good, line drive kick, and it's up. And it is no good off the right side as there were some bodies in the way, and now a Hillsboro player down on the ground and not getting up very quickly. But I'll make it 21-6. Western Brown still trails, but a big answer back there. We'll take a short break, and we'll be right back on 99.5 The Edge and Good Guys Radio TV.
We've been growing since 1946. As your Kubota dealer, our focus is to help you grow today and into the future. Stop by one of our locations today, visit with our folks, and see our entire lineup of Kubota products.
Our business is helping you grow. Bachelor Tractor.
C103, 99.5 The Edge, and Good Guys Radio TV are your source for everything local. From Shack basketball
Shot by Osborne, 3 on the buzzer!
to Shack baseball.
Wells is going to drive. He makes it. He's safe.
Western Brown football.
Throws it towards the end zone, and it's complete.
To Shack volleyball.
Hatton for the kill. It's good.
Local fairs, festivals, and more.
Ire to the finish line.
Crosses the line to get the victory.
Never miss a moment with C103, 99.5 The Edge, and Good Guys Radio TV.
There, but I think they blew it dead. Not sure why they blew it dead, but man, number 2 for Hillsboro there, Cornell, caught a fastball from Jettery. I don't know if he was trying to do that or if he was just trying to squib one down there, but they blow it dead, so I guess Jetter will tee it up and kick it again.
And knuckleball, too. Yeah, I'm not sure if the referees were not ready for that. There weren't any flags or anything, just whistles.
Aiden Jetter, the goalie on the Western Brown men's soccer team. So he's out here doing some kicking duties. We've seen some soccer players over the past couple of years. Jetter will kick this one line drive. It goes over the head of Captain and checks up and goes into the goal line. So it'll be a touchback. Nice little kick there. Line drive kick from Jetter. Will set Hillsboro up on the 20-yard line. And number 2, I'm telling you, Jack Cornell, he's still kind of hobbling around. He was hurt on that extra point. Took him a while to get off the ground and still fighting through it a little bit out there early in the season. But Western Brown able to score their first points on the offensive side. Hillsboro trying to answer back after they turned it over on their last drive. Western Brown defense trying to come up with a big stop here. It would be a huge momentum swing if Hillsboro can score here when they get the ball to start that second half. So, Coach Wilson and Coach Osborne over there telling them we got to get a stop here. This is a big drive here for this Western Brown defense.
Yeah, out of timeout, so that's the one unfortunate thing for Western Brown here on this series.
So 2:09 to go in the first half. First down and 10 from the 20-yard line. Tight formation. Captain goes in motion. They'll pitch it out to him coming towards us on the Hillsboro sideline. Pretty good coverage there as Pena got to him first. He's still turning those legs, still fighting. Never went to the ground, but they're going to blow it dead right at the 25-yard line. So a tough 5-yard run by Trey Captain on first down there to set up second down and 5.
A really good run, a lot of strength. Held his own against about 4 or 5 Bronco defenders. Like you said, stayed on his feet, wanted to continue that run, but the referees blew it dead.
Pena got to him pretty quick, but able to kind of, he almost went backwards for a couple of yards there and kept the feet turning. So a 5-yard gain will be second down and 5 with 1:33 to go here in the first half. Dumper it under center. Captain in motion, same formation. Hands it off this time. Bounces off a tackler, spinning around. That's Cornell. He's going to be right at the line to gain, and I think he's going to fall forward and have enough for a first down. So that'll move the chains for Hillsboro.
That'll be their third first down on the night. And again, Coach Horn probably just going to be okay taking this one to the half. If they get something out of this with 1:20 seconds left, he'd be pretty happy, but no timeouts for the Broncos.
And I always forget that the clock stops on first downs in high school and college. I always forget that. So I was wondering why they stopped it there for a second, but then I remembered it stops. One man out wide. This time Hoxel will go in motion. They're going to hand it to Captain coming back this way, and he's got some room, and Captain's behind the defense, and there you go, Coach Horn. He's going to be happy with what he can get. And it's going to be a third touchdown of the first half by Trey Captain as he goes off that left side again. That same kind of stretch play out to the left. And Captain is having himself a night here on this week 1.
Yeah, it's almost a counter. They fake to the right side up the middle, and then Captain kind of comes back over the top, gets that, able to bounce it outside the tackle, and you just see that speed take off. Broncos not even close on that one.
So an extra point coming up here from Swope, trying to make it 28-6, 1 minute and 1 second to go. So Western Brown is going to get the ball back, but like you said, no timeouts. We have seen one big return from Morgan so far. Captain, another long touchdown run for this Indian offense. Swope's kick is on the way. Good looking end over end kick. And it's up and good. So we'll keep it here with just 1 minute and 1 second to go here in this first half. Some other games going on across the Southern Buckeye tonight. New Richmond goes on the road at Bethel. Waynesville travels to Clinton Massey. Blanchester at Greenview. East Clinton at Huntington Ross. Batavia at Madeira. Claremont Northeastern at Marymount. Goshen at Monroe. Williamsburg at Reading. And Wilmington will host Northwest. So almost the entire Southern Buckeye on the road here to start this season. And also give a quick shout out to our Western Brown Junior High program. 7th grade won their first game on Wednesday, 26-12 over Archbishop Carroll. And 8th grade with a 28-8 victory over Bethel. So Bethel only has one junior high team for both grades. So 7th grade had to pick up a game against Carroll. A couple of wins to start their season for the Western Brown Junior High program. So off to a good start for them. Another big run by Trey Captain puts him in a big hole, 22-point hole again here.
Yep, that's a huge run off that left side. Captain just shows that speed. It's good, though, to see those middle school teams doing well. It's obviously what you want from your program. Coach Osborne loves to see those guys developing, and once they get into high school, sometimes you got guys that are ready to go as freshmen or sophomores early on in their high school careers.
And now this time, I think I just heard him. I've been saying it, Cornell. I think they said Corneely. So Jack Corneely's going to kick this one off here for Hillsboro. We'll see if they decide to try something tricky. They squibbed this one on the ground. Pena tries to fall on it and misses, but another Bronco able to fall on it around the 26, 27-yard line. So a long field to go, 57.3 seconds. And no timeouts to go here for Western Brown. So they're going to have to get a couple of chunk plays, maybe some sideline stuff to try to get out of bounds and or get up there quick and try to clock it. The clock does stop on the first downs, gives them a little bit extra time to get up there after a big play or something like that, but going to have to go really quick here if they're going to have a chance to score 6.
Yeah, got to get to the boundary or got to get to the sticks. Like you said, clock only stops on first downs or out of bounds, so They're going to have to play quick, which Western Brown is very adept at doing. They've done it all throughout Coach Osborne's career, so he knows these situations. I think he kind of thrives in these situations too. You have usually a set amount of plays that you practice quite a bit in these situations, and you can kind of just rattle through them. These kids know them like the back of their hand, so they'll just get up to the line and run the next play.
So a timeout from Hillsboro. They're going to talk it over on the defensive side. So everybody out of timeouts now with 57.3 seconds to go. And we'll see if Western Brown's able to get up there. Even if they can get inside the 40-yard line and give themselves a chance at least a couple of shots at the end zone or around the 40-yard line, I think would be the goal. So they're going to have to work quickly here as one man is back there with Bradford. One receiver lined up on the right, three on the left. Bradford takes the snap, looking to his right, now back to his left. Now he's going to tuck it down up the middle and run, and he's got nowhere to go. Jahari Pitts all over him again. And that is not the start they needed with the clock moving here on first down.
That'll be another sack for this defense to get that series started. Going to mark him for about a 1-yard loss.
Pitts has been a menace up the middle there. He's done a good job closing down and causing Bradford nowhere to go. Bradford's going to take the snap again, 29 seconds to go. Looking to his left, he's going to throw it, this time over the middle, has it complete, and fighting for some extra yards is number 8, Peyton Day, so that will stop the clock momentarily around the 44-yard line with 20.4 seconds to go. Western Brown trying to get up quick, and now referee winds the clock. 15 seconds to go. Bradford ready for the empty snap, takes it, looks to his left, wants to throw that way, now back to the right. Pump fakes a couple of times, and now he's going to go down, and that's probably going to be it with 6 seconds to go. They're not going to have time to get another playoff. So your score at the half here is going to be 28-6 in favor of the Indians. All Hillsboro on the offensive side in this first half. And Western Brown with a big hole to try to dig themselves out of here in the second half. Again, 28-6 in favor of the Hillsboro Indians. We'll take a break, and we'll be back with our Health Source of Ohio halftime report right after this on 99.5 The Edge and Good Guys Radio TV.
At the heart of our community and cheering along with you, Merchants National Bank has been your local bank for over 145 years. Just like our team on the field, we're committed to hard work, teamwork, and supporting our community. Whether you're saving for the future, buying your first home, or growing your business, Merchants National Bank is here to help you reach your goals. Stop by any of our convenient local locations or visit online at merchantsnat.com. Merchants National Bank, a real community bank. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Your plan is ready. It's time to build. At CMT Components, we design and manufacture quality building materials for your custom job. If you need metal panels and trim, trusses, or even a complete pole barn package, we do it all, including delivering right to your job site. To get started, call us at 937-446-3400. You can also check us out online or stop by our office in Sardinia, Ohio to discuss your plans today. Let's get building.
Southern State Community College celebrates 50 years of educating our community. From humble beginnings, Southern State has evolved to become a cornerstone of accessible education, offering flexible learning that includes a growing number of online classes and fully online programs. Southern State Community College empowers you to succeed quickly with a very affordable tuition rate when compared to many four-year institutions. Call 800-628-7722 or apply online at sscc.edu.
Hey, sports fan! Did you know the OHSAA is among the national leaders in social media? Check out the OHSAA's social media platforms for news, tournament information, accomplishments, helpful links, and all the items available in the fan guide, including photos, DVDs, and publications. Check out OHSAA Sports on Twitter, Facebook, Snapchat, and Instagram. And who knows, you may be the next featured face.
Get on your feet for this Bruno Mars chart-topping hit, Locked Out of Heaven. This tune is featured on his debut album, Doo-Wops and Hooligans. And tonight, it's coming at you full speed. Hold on to your seats for Runaway, baby. Western Brown High School Marching Band.
Trying to find a durable new look for your retail office, house, garage, or new barn dominium? Higgins Steel Roofing and Siding has added 2 new profiles within the past year that would make great options. A heavier 26-gauge metal board and batten with several colors to choose from adds a fresh new look to any project regardless of size. Or come in and check out our new options for standing seam. If it's steel roofing and siding, it comes from Higgins. Located in Hillsboro and Jackson, Higgins Steel Roofing and Siding. Family owned and operated since 1958.
Returning to the field is your 2025, the pride of Highland County, Hillsboro Indian Marching Band. Tonight's opening feature, our drum line. From the 2002 coming-of-age teen drama film, and based off the real-life Southwest DeKalb High School drum line, the film follows a cocky young drummer from New York as he heads deep into the South. From the movie drum line, shout it out. Released in 2010, this Grammy-nominated hit from Katy Perry introduced a new disco pop era from coast to coast. This is not the Beach Boys, but it is California Girls. The band concludes tonight's performance with a song released in 2016. This indie pop and neo-soul band from California just wants the excitement of living in the moment and enjoying life. From Fits and the Tantrums, it's Hand Clap.
What we believe matters because it shapes who we are. At First State Bank, we believe in rural communities. We have since our start in 1884. We're proud of where we come from. And while others have come and gone, we've remained because standing by the folks you believe in is what a real local bank does. First State Bank, built on belief.
Finding that missing shin guard, remembering whether it's a home or away game, getting the right kid to the right playing field on the right day. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. We work with independent agents who keep insurance simple so you can worry about more important things, like not being that fan.
Oh, come on, ref.
That's simple human sense.
Your local auto owner's agent is Cooper Tarvin Insurance. Call 513-752-9960 or visit ctinsurance.net.
One forced fumble and one fumble recovery. Again, that score line 28-6. Hillsboro leads, and they'll get the ball to start this second half.
Hillsboro back out doing their halftime warm-up routine here. Western Brown not back quite on the field yet. Still a minute 45 to go until they have to be back out there, and then they'll give them that extra little 3 minutes to get loosened up. Big crowd here for the Indians in front of us. Pretty much full home side bleachers. Big crowd on the far side for Western Brown as well. And the teams coming back out on the field. The student section here for the Indians doing the famous tomahawk chop. If you've been to an Atlanta Braves game, you might have heard that a time or two. Going to give a quick shout out to the cheerleaders, as well as the coaching staffs and administrative teams here for both of these schools. Starting with Hillsboro, long list of cheerleaders: Riley Augustus, Larea Brewer, Nasaya Burns, Chanel Captain, Lily Fugate, Trista Humphrey, Julie Heitland, Caitlin Jones, Maddie Carnes, Hannah Kugler, Riley Meek, Alana Mickelson, Aubrey Miller, Brooklyn Parker, Sophie Patton, Jaya Reed, Alea Rickman, Riley Short, Camden Stroud, Alyssa Taylor, Savannah Treves, Aubrey Yoakum, and their coaches are Amy Captain and Taylor Reed. Coaching staff for the Indians, head coach Nathan Horn, assistant coaches Cody Matthews, Ben Pence, Jason Edison, and Alan Hoosier, and their administrative team, Superintendent Tim Davis, Principal Joe Turner, Athletic Director Brett Prince, and Athletic Trainer Nick Fight. On to the Western Brown side of things. Cheerleaders are Aaliyah Carter, Aubrey Lineberger, Drew Fight, Lucy Veason, Ave Lineberger, Jenna Brown, Kaylin Wagner, Kira Roberts, Natalie Spence, Belle Joseph, Corin Ryan, Cadence Waddle, Peyton Snediger, Stella Keller, Zuri Nichols, and Kintley Neal. And their coaches are Cassidy Taylor and Tanya Carter. Coaching staff for Western Brown, head coach Nick Osborne, assistant coaches Chaz Patton, Heath Simons, Taver Mowry, Sean Mowry, Cody Wilson, Jim White, Travis Taylor, Dustin Dean, Aaron Chase, Austin Huff, Larry Harmon, Ryan Roush, and Matthew Osborne. And their equipment manager is Byron Whitaker. Team photographer Olivia Baird, trainer Melissa Loy, and team doctor Dr. Andrew Kalthoff. And the administrative team for Western Brown, Superintendent Reagan White, Principal Heather Cooper, Assistant Principal and Assistant Athletic Director Jeff Herman, and Athletic Director Mr. Tim Cook. So both teams are out now doing their respective second half warm-ups, as the captains will kind of meet here at center field. Again, Hillsboro will receive that opening kickoff of the second half, up 21-6. About 2 minutes and 15 seconds to go till we kick it off. We'll take one last break here, and we'll have second half action coming up right after this on 99.5 The Edge and Good Guys Radio TV.
Our business is helping you grow. We're Baxter Tractor. We take care of you like family.
We've been growing since 1946. As your Kubota dealer, our focus is to help you grow today and into the future. Stop by one of our locations today, visit with our folks, and see our entire lineup of Kubota products.
Our business is helping you grow. Baxter Tractor.
C103, 99.5 The Edge and Good Guys Radio TV are your source for everything local. From Shack Basketball
Shot by Osborne, 3 on the buzzer!
to Shack Baseball,
Wells is going to drive. He makes it. He's safe.
Western Brown Football,
Throws it towards the end zone, and it's complete.
to Shack Volleyball,
Hatton for the kill, it's good.
local fairs, festivals, and more.
Are to the finish line.
Crosses the line to get the victory.
Never miss a moment with C103, 99.5 The Edge and Good Guys Radio TV. At the heart of our community and cheering along with you, Merchants National Bank has been your local bank for over 145 years. Just like our team on the field, we're committed to hard work, teamwork, and supporting our community. Whether you're saving for the future, buying your first home, or growing your business, Merchants National Bank is here to help you reach your goals. Stop by any of our convenient local locations or visit online at merchantsnat.com. Merchants National Bank, a real community bank. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Your plan is ready. It's time to build. At CMT Components, we design and manufacture quality building materials for your custom job. If you need metal panels and trim, trusses, or even a complete pole barn package, we do it all, including delivering right to your job site. To get started, call us at 937-446-3400. You can also check us out online or stop by our office in Sardinia, Ohio to discuss your plans today. Let's get building.
Southern State Community College celebrates 50 years of educating our community. From humble beginnings, Southern State has evolved to become a cornerstone of accessible education, offering flexible learning that includes a growing number of online classes and fully online programs. Southern State Community College empowers you to succeed quickly with a very affordable tuition rate when compared to many four-year institutions. Call 800-628-7722 or apply online at sscc.edu.
Jetter, and it's going to check up and go out of bounds, so that's a penalty to start the second half on Western Brown. So I think that puts it on the 40-yard line, if I remember correctly.
35 or 40, I can't remember.
So Hillsboro with, again, pretty good field position to start their first drive of the second half. Looks like they're going to mark it on the 35. So it'll be first down and 10 here for the Hillsboro offense. Again, thanks for tuning in with us. If you're in a safe place to do so, check us out on goodguysradiotv.com, where you can see the live video stream of the game as well as hear the broadcast from Rob and myself. Again, it's great to be back here up in the press box calling some football games here in the early season, late August, as school gets started back up these last couple of weeks, and now football season underway. One receiver out wide to the left, dumper under center. Man goes in motion. They're going to hand it to the running back up the middle, and a nice play up the middle. Spalding involved in that tackle, as well as a couple other Broncos, and they're going to drop in for no gain. That was Cornelli on the carry. That's going to bring up second down and 10.
Number 51, Raymond Bowman, getting in there as well in his first action of the night.
Did you say Rob Bowman? I think Rob Bowman going up the middle there, dropping somebody for a loss. Actually, they're going to give him a yard, so it'll be a 1-yard gain. It'll be second down and 9 from the 36. 11.5 to go here in the third quarter. Tight formation this time from Hillsboro. Dumper under center. Captain goes in motion. They'll hand it to him. Looking for some room off that left side. Hits it up the middle pretty hard. Not going to have first down yardage, but going to go up past the 40-yard line. Is going to bring up a third down and looks to be about 3.
That was a similar play they ran to Captain in the first half. Able to force that one back up the middle. A good gain there, but not the home run hitter like it was early in the ball game. Western Brown third down opportunity, chance to get that ball back for their offense.
So they're going to give him up to the 43 to be a third down and 2 now. So another chance for the Western Brown defense to try to get a stop here to get the ball back and try to cut into that Hillsboro lead. Dumper taking his time. You can see Hillsboro really going to try to throttle it down here with a big lead in the second half. No reason to be in a hurry. Dumper goes under center, ready for the snap. He's going to take it, push up the middle, and he's going to fall, and I don't think he quite got there. They're going to mark him just short. It's going to bring up a fourth down, but I'm sure with the push this offensive line is getting, Coach Horn has no problem going for this one on fourth and less than a yard.
Yeah, Bowman and Scroggins up there in the middle, and Emmanuel Gibbs as well, getting a big push. They knew what was coming there, ready for it this time.
So that'll be fourth down, and like I said, maybe a half a yard. They got it marked just short of that 45-yard line, about maybe a football and a half length away. So tight formation. It looks like Dumper's just going to take this one himself, and he goes over the line, and he fights for the yards and just does get it. Good push there by the Western Brown front, but Dumper able to do just enough to get that first down. Kind of a little second push there past the 45, and that's going to move the chains for Hillsboro.
It looked like a rugby scrum as they lined up there, going at it. Helmets were almost touching at the snap of the ball. Everyone knuckles at the line of scrimmage there.
So now it'll be first and 10, just past the 45 on the 45 and a half yard line for this Hillsboro offense. One receiver lined up out wide on the left. 3 men in the backfield. Man goes in motion. Hoxtel, they're going to fake it to him. Goes back the other way. And this time good coverage again on that left side as Captain is pushed back by 4 or 5 Broncos. Spalding in on that one, as well as Pena and Scroggins again, I believe. We're calling his name quite a bit here in this one. A nice job there stuffing it for a 1-yard gain.
Yeah, they're figuring out that counter off that left side. Did a great job and contained Scroggins, especially forced that one back up the middle and able to get in on the tackle.
And we have seen this. Western Brown historically has been good at second half adjustments. They've done a good job. You know, they give up some plays and some yards in that first half, and they're able to kind of regroup at halftime. We'll see if this defense and defensive coordinator Cody Wilson can come up with the answer here. So far, Hillsboro having their way with the running game. This time they're going to hand it off, bouncing it out the other way. And now ball's on the ground again, and I think Western Brown has it. Cornelli dropped it on the ground, and it is going to be a fumble recovery. Western Brown comes away. A little bit of trouble there, it looked like, with the handoff. Got a little, talking about a rugby scrum, a lot of bodies in there and moving parts, and that can be kind of the problem with these triple option type runs, is there's just a lot of moving parts. And if your timing's not perfect, it's hard to get it in the lap. And Cornelli coughs that one up, and Western Brown comes away with their second fumble recovery of the night.
Yeah, not only timing, but you're allowing the defensive line to get that penetration, and they get a hand in there, able to poke that one free. Take a lot, like you said, a lot of time to develop, and if you can get somebody in there and put a little pressure on him, they got to him immediately as soon as he got the ball.
So it'll be first and 10 from the 44 in positive territory for Western Brown. Bradford takes the snap, hands it to Morgan, trying to bounce out to the right, now back to the middle. And he's going to fight maybe for a yard. I think they're going to mark him up to about the 44-yard line, or 43-yard line rather. So they're going to call that no gain. So it'll be second down and 10.
Yeah, not much going there. Morgan tried to make the most of it. Went for what would have been a loss to about a half a yard gain.
So it'll be second down and we'll call it 9. They give him about a half a yard. Takes a snap, looking to his left, pretty good protection. Going to throw it over that way. Some contact, and what a catch by the Western Brown receiver number 3, we believe that's Wyatt Pride, went up and got that one in a lot of traffic. Good coverage down the field, but a big play all the way down inside the 15, right about the 11-yard line. Western Brown knocking on the door.
Pride did a great job of slowing up and still kept that separation. You could see his right arm kind of forcing that defender inside, comes down with it.
And now they go quick. Morgan goes up the middle, turning the legs. Someone had a handful of his jersey trying to pull him back towards the line, but a 10-yard scamper. That's going to move the chains. That'll make it 1st and goal. Big run by Morgan right up the gut.
Really big run. He's trying to stretch that one over the goal line. Broncos playing quick.
7:43 to go. Take the snap, hand it to Morgan, goes up the middle, fighting for some yards. Morgan falls backwards over the goal line, and Western Brown turns the turnover into 6 points. And now it looks like they're going to go for 2 after that first missed point. And Western Brown with a good start to the second half. Fumble recovery. A couple of plays later there in the end zone.
The defense looked really good, got the ball back, and offense answers quick. That's what they need. They've got a lot of time left in this ball game now, trying to bring it to a 2-score game here.
So 28-12 as it stands. Western Brown didn't miss that first extra point, so they're going to go for 2 here to try to make it a 14-point game instead of a 15-point difference. So again, big drive there. Justin Morgan with a couple of back-to-back nice runs to cap it off with a touchdown. Bradford in the shotgun has Morgan on his left hip, 2 receivers on the right, 1 out wide on the left. Bradford takes the snap, fakes the handoff, rolling out to his right, and now he's just going to throw it late, a little pitch, and I believe that's going to be past the goal line, and they mark it good. That's number 8, Peyton Day, with a big reception, and Western Brown with a quick 8 points to start this third quarter, and they're right back in this thing. 2 scores down now, 28-14. We'll take a short break. We'll be right back on 99.5 The Edge and Good Guys Radio TV.
Hey, sports fan! Did you know the OHSAA is among the national leaders in social media? Check out the OHSAA's social media platforms for news, tournament information, accomplishments, helpful links, and all the items available in the fan guide, including photos, DVDs, and publications. Check out OHSAA Sports on Twitter, Facebook, Snapchat, and Instagram. And who knows, you may be the next featured face.
Welcome back in here. 7:36 to go in the third quarter. Western Brown gets a turnover, and they turn it into 8 points going back the other way. So now we're back to a 14-point game. 28-14. Hillsboro still leads. So big play there by Western Brown to get the turnover. They turn it into points, and now going to have to try to get a couple more stops, give them some extra possessions here in the second half. They do a good job on that first drive. Jeter, another line drive kick. This one will be fielded right at the 10-yard line by Zach Brown, trying to go back up the middle, and he's hit immediately right around the 20. Still fighting, trying to get out of there, but they got a hold of his foot and won't let him go. So they're going to mark him at the 21, 22-yard line. It'll be first down and 10 for the Hillsboro Indian offense. Big stop by Western Brown, big touchdown drive and a 2-point conversion. And we'll see, maybe now Hillsboro feels a little bit of pressure. We'll see if they're able to answer back here. They've had some big chunk runs. We'll see if they're able to come up with another one here.
Yeah, did a good job on that first series too, closing down and not letting those big runs happen. Gave up the short 4th and maybe half a yard conversion there, but other than that, did a great job. Got the turnover, forced the fumble. Offense scored quickly. Good coverage there as well on the kickoff.
So 1st and 10, Dumpert will go under center. Brown lined up out wide to the left. Captain goes in motion. This time Dumpert's going to keep it, trying to get to the sideline. Morgan closes down on him and drops him for no gain, or maybe I think they're going to give him about a yard, but a nice play by Justin Morgan. Dumpert tried to bounce it out towards his own sideline, and Morgan closed the gap quickly and made a nice tackle.
It wasn't anything going up the middle, had to bounce it out. Morgan shows that speed defensively. This is kind of that point in the game where you're going to see some tired legs as well. A lot of these players play both ways for both teams. Western Brown seems to be a little bit more deep in that regard, but we're going to see where that conditioning comes in the offseason and how that plays into the rest of this ball game.
6 minutes and 47 seconds to go here in this third quarter. Hillsboro headed from right to left on your radio dial here in this third quarter. Dumpert under center, tight formation this time. And now Dumpert takes the snap. He's trying to run it and nowhere to go again. 3 or 4 Broncos. Spalding, Scroggins in on the tackle again. Number 40 as well. That's Sebastian Roberts, and they stuff it for no gain or maybe even a short loss. And Scroggins and Spalding have been all over the place here so far in this third quarter.
Yeah, they're feeling themselves right now. Got a lot of energy going, this defense. Found something there at halftime. Coach Wilson got in their ear and changed some things up. They're feeling it right now. 3rd and long coming up.
Remember, don't forget to tune in for our telecast coverage of the Broncos this season on GoodGuysRadioTV.com and the Good Guys YouTube and Facebook pages. We'll bring you all the home games on Good Guys and, of course, every game here on 99.5 The Edge. Dump it under center. Hawksville goes in motion. They lose it again, and the ball's on the ground. Western Brown's fighting for it. I think they've got it. Another turnover possibly. No signal yet. They're still sorting out the pile, rather, and it looks like they're going to say it. Western Brown has it, a late signal, and they come up with another big turnover in positive territory. And this defense has stepped up huge here to start the second half. Again, Spalding came flying in there. Man, he is everywhere. And unfortunately, we do have a Hillsboro Indian player down and looking maybe not moving that left leg a whole lot, one of the offensive linemen, so hopefully he's going to be okay. But, man, Cody Wilson lit a fire under this defense at halftime, as well as I'm sure Coach Osborne. We've seen him get fired up a time or two. But another big turnover, and Hillsboro is having all kinds of problems with those handoffs here so far in this second half.
Yeah, they are. Spalding, he jumped the snap, wasn't even touched getting through the line of scrimmage, and I think he hit the ball before it was in the hands of the running back there, and creates a turnover for this offense and great field position to start their second drive of the second half.
And again, unfortunately, I can't see his number, but a Hillsboro Indian offensive lineman, I think it is down. Trainers out there kind of looking at that left knee, leg area. Don't want to speculate, but hopefully he's going to be okay. Western Brown, again, another big turnover. 5:44 to go in this third quarter. They have it all the way down inside their 25-yard line. And he's going to be able to get helped up. That's big number 52, Jahari Pitts. It looks like he's going to be okay, thankfully, as he gets a big cheer from this home crowd. That would be a big blow for them if he's not able to go. He's been a big-time anchor on that defensive line here and offensive line so far tonight, but looks like he's going to be all right. He's kind of little ginger going to the sidelines. Hopefully he's just going to get some attention from the trainer and get back in there. But, again, this Western Brown offense coming back out, a chance to go down one score here would be a big stop and a big turn of events here for Western Brown. 5:44 to go in this third quarter. Bradford in shotgun, Morgan on his left hip, 2 on the left, 1 on the right, hands it to Morgan, nowhere to go, bounces off a tackler, cuts it back up the middle. Morgan ran a long way to get no yards on that one, but a good job just getting back to the line and avoiding a big loss. Is again another good push on that defensive front by the Hillsboro Indians.
Yeah, it looks like they are going to mark him for maybe no gain there. They moved the marker back. But, yeah, like you said, Morgan did everything he could just to get back to the line of scrimmage.
That was 54, Jordan Lowe with a big push up front. Now fake the handoff. Bradford looking to his left, good protection rather, rolls back to his right, and he takes a big shot, but stays in bounds, spins off a tackle. Bradford looked like he was going to take a monster shot out of bounds, but he's able to spin off a tackler and get some yards and make it a third and manageable now. And more bad news for the Indians as Trey Captain slow to get up. Little ginger on that right leg. And maybe some of that fatigue and stuff starting to set in here for both of these teams. Even though it's been a good night for August, still hot here, and it takes a lot of. He's kind of whacking that right calf, trying to maybe work out a cramp. Bradford going to spin the shoulders and throw. He had Harmon there, but couldn't quite get his feet set, and that's going to bring up a 4th down situation. But on the 20-yard line in their own territory, I'm sure Coach Osborne going to keep the offense on the field here.
Yeah, that's such a difficult throw for quarterbacks. I feel like I talk about it every year, but rolling to your left as a right-handed thrower, trying to get your shoulders turned and find the receiver downfield. He had the right idea. Harmon was open, but just a really difficult throw, ends up falling at his feet.
Got a little bit of pressure on that far side. Landon Jordan getting in there as well, putting some pressure on Bradford. Empty set, now another jump, and that's going to make it, it's not going to give them the first down, but it's going to make it 4th down and a lot more manageable unless the offensive linemen move first. Yep, they're going to say offsides on the defense. That'll move them up 5. So it's going to make it a 4th down and 3 now. Again, won't give them the first down, but helps them out. Kind of opens up the playbook a little bit more on 4th and short than it would have on 4th and 8.
Yeah, a potential running situation now, whereas that 4th and long probably have to throw there.
It's like single coverage all the way across, 5 wide. Bradford, now he's going to look over to Coach Osborne for the final call here. 4:37 to go in this third quarter as the clock stopped after that incompletion. Bradford takes the snap, looking up the middle, has Morgan, and Morgan brings it down again, his 3rd touchdown of the night. And Justin Morgan, we've heard so much about him. He just has not been able to stay healthy the past couple of years. And, man, he is making his mark on this one. That was a good throw by Bradford up the middle. Morgan went up high and got it again. punches it in for 6.
Fourth down conversion, too. That's huge. And another seam route from Morgan, almost the same, identical to the first half touchdown pass, and finds that one, able to get across the goal line before he's contacted. Great reception, too. Had to stretch up for that one also. Morgan showing those great hands.
So back-to-back turnovers turned into points for Western Brown. They're still down 8. It looks like they're going to go for 2 again. So we did see Naomi Cover come out and try that extra point. I think it was wide to the right. Had enough leg. It was just wide to the right. So it looks like they're going to go for 2 here. Valdez lined up in the backfield. Bradford rolling to his right, wants to throw it. Has a man wide open, and that's number 11, Loudermilk. His first catch of the day, I believe. We heard a lot about him from Coach Osborne and his electric ability. Western Brown punches it in. We've got a tight ball game here now, 28-22. Western Brown is storming back here in this third quarter. We will take a break. We'll be right back on 99.5 The Edge and Good Guys Radio TV.
Trying to find a durable new look for your retail office, house, garage, or new barn dominium? Higgins Steel Roofing and Siding has added 2 new profiles within the past year that would make great options. A heavier 26-gauge metal board and batten with several colors to choose from adds a fresh new look to any project regardless of size. Or come in and check out our new options for standing seam. If it's steel roofing and siding, it comes from Higgins. Located in Hillsboro and Jackson, Higgins Steel Roofing and Siding. Family owned and operated since 1958.
Welcome back in here. We've got a tight one now, 28-22. Hillsboro still leads, but a couple of fumbles and recoveries by that Bronco defense leads to back-to-back 8-point drives. So Western Brown is right back in this thing as Jetter has it teed up on the 40-yard line. He's ready to kick it away. Another line drive kick. And this one's going to be fielded by Captain as he backpedals inside the 10-yard line, trying to set up some blocks going back towards the middle. And Bronco's able to crash down on it. And he falls forward across the 20-yard line to about the 23. And where the Hillsboro 22-yard line, where Hillsboro's offense will come trotting back out. But, man, we were just talking there on the break. What a turn of events to start this second half. And, I mean, Western Brown's defense has come out and looked like their hair is on fire so far. Ty Spalding and Scroggins flying all over the field, and they are right back in this thing.
And it's really given the offense some momentum, too. They've had great field position to start those first 2 drives. Had to convert a 4th down there on the touchdown, but the defense has to be feeling themselves right now and playing with an edge coming out of that first half where they played pretty poor.
Dump it under center. Hands it off going the other way to Hochstol. He goes back up the middle. Nice run by Hochstol. He's going to be slung forward down to about the 29-yard line. So a good run there by Hochstol on first down. We'll make it second down and short.
There were a couple of Broncos in the backfield. Hochstol had a great jump cut to get back to the middle behind the center and able to get upfield for about 7.
Well, we called his name a ton last year. He's a special athlete. If he can get those feet going in space, he's hard to run down. As we've seen Trey Captain do it multiple times here tonight too. So 3 minutes and 52 seconds to go in the third quarter. It's going to be a second down and 4 from the 28-yard line. Hochstol goes in motion. Now he comes back. And they're going to kind of reset as Dumpert calls out the play at the line of scrimmage. Now Captain goes in motion. They're going to hand it off up the middle. A couple of good blocks, and he's going to fight for the yards. And I think he's going to have first down yardage or maybe be just short. A tough run right up the middle there. I believe that was number 2, Cornelli, and he is going to have the first down. Good run there to move the chains.
Yeah, tough run. Defense stood strong there in the middle, but he just got just enough, just past those chains.
We'll cover our team and individual stats and name our player of the game right after the conclusion of our game. Be sure to stick around for that one. So first down and 10, they'll mark him on the 33-yard line just over 3 minutes to go in this third quarter. Hillsboro still leads 28-22. This time coming back this way, and Bronco defense ready. They're going to give him about 2 or 3 yards, and that'll put him up to right about the 35.5-yard line. Will bring up second down.
And Captain again on that counter, back over that left side. Western Brown again ready for it. This second half, they made those adjustments, able to close down, maintain that edge, contain, and force it back in the middle.
And Hillsboro, they got the first down there, but they kind of seem like they're caught off guard a little bit on their heels, kind of as Western Brown has come out and turned them over twice. A long, sustained drive would be just what Coach Horn is looking for here. There's a handoff up the middle, a couple of yards maybe fighting, and now the Bronco front going to push him back, and they're going to mark him right about the 38-yard line. Is going to bring up third down and looks to be about 5.
Good job again on that defensive front, able to close down, and nice gang tackle too team coming in, not letting them turn those feet for extra yards.
Number 73, Landon Basham, was in on that one again. Again, this defensive front has been really good here so far to start this second half. Led by that defensive line, but Ty Spalding making some big plays here to start this one. Another 3rd down and 5 opportunity for this defense to try to put them in a 4th down situation. Tight formation from Hillsboro. Man goes in motion. Hoxtell, now he comes back up to his original spot. Dumpert's going to go under center. One man lined up tight to the formation out wide to the right. Now captain motions, fakes the handoff. They're going to pitch it out to Hoxtell, and he's got some room. If he can pick up a block, he may go. But a penalty flag flies in late as one of the Western Brown coaches hits the deck over there. That will be 1st down yardage, but a penalty coming in from behind the play almost is always a holding call. And that's the initial signal. It's going to be a holding going against the Indians. So that big play from Hoxtell will be negated by penalty, and we'll try 3rd down again.
And that's a tough one for Coach Horn. They draw up the right play. They had the option off to the right. Hoxtell gets the 1st down yardage and more, across the 50-yard line as well. And now it's 3rd and long.
Again, thanks to our season sponsors, including Southern State Community College, First State Bank, and Baxilla Tractor Sales. So that'll take them back inside the 30 now, all the way back to about the 28-yard line. Minute 15 to go here. It's going to be 3rd down and 15. So we'll see what Hillsboro draws up here on a 3rd and long, trying to maybe get themselves in a 4th down and manageable situation. Same formation here from Hillsboro. Hoxtell goes in motion, takes the snap. Dumpert looking to throw, has some pressure. He's going to throw it late. Hoxtell has a step, and it's just a bit overthrown. Hoxtell dove and tried to catch it, and it's going to fall incomplete, and that's going to bring up 4th down and 15. Another big stop by this Western Brown defense. Hoxtell had a step. Dumpert just led him a little bit too far towards that sideline, and it falls incomplete. It's going to bring up 4th down and long.
A really good coverage there from the Broncos, though. Montana Wells underneath, and then Justin Morgan at safety coming up over the top. That would have been a really difficult catch for him to make in that situation.
So they'll be on to punt now. I believe that's number 4. Landon Jordan will punt it away for the Indians. Can't quite see his number all the way. Back deep to receive is Harmon for the Broncos. End over end punt. Really high up in the air. Is going to bounce right around the 45-yard line and check up. And it takes a little bit of a Bronco bounce, and now the Indians will down it right at the 46-yard line. So, you know, again, this thing is, we were talking about on the break there, this is so similar to all 3 of these games that we've called. The one at Hillsboro 2 years ago, at Western Brown last year. And, you know, it just seems like Western Brown puts themselves in that big hole to start the game. And then all of a sudden that defense kind of said, whoa, Nelly, let's get back in this thing. And, I mean, they've created some turnovers. They've done a good job. They got a little help on a penalty there, but able to get a big stop on 3rd and long. And they've got a chance to take the lead here on this drive.
When you talked about Coach Osborne's ability to make those halftime adjustments as well, that's been huge throughout his coaching career.
Bradford fakes the handoff, throws it out wide to Pride. Takes a big shot, but he is going to go forward for about 2 or 3 yards. So a positive play up to the 49-yard line, so they'll give him 3 with under 30 seconds to go in this 3rd quarter.
That's another thing, too, that plays into Coach Osborne's advantage, I think, is his aggression as a coach, as an offensive coordinator and coach. And he's willing to go for it on 4th down no matter what situation it is, where they are in the ball game. Seems like Coach Horn may be getting a little conservative here in the second half.
Bradford, nice little pitch and catch out wide to Harmon over in towards the Broncos sideline. He goes out of bounds with 8.4 seconds to go in the 3rd, and now this offense kind of finding its rhythm. We've talked about this a few years ago with Clinton Massey. When you're kind of one-dimensional and you get in these games, Western Brown can score points in bunches, and it just makes it hard if you're not getting those first downs with the run to possess the ball and keep it out of their hands. Bradford will go empty again here. Ball's on the right hash, 3 on the right, 2 on the left. Bradford takes a snap, looking to throw over the middle, has Morgan again, and that one was tipped, I believe. A flag does fly in from the far side, but a nice play in the middle there. I think that was number 12. Malachi Abner got a hand on it. Morgan was running open down the seam again, but good job by the linebacker to tip that one away. We'll check the penalty.
It was a good look by Bradford. Just threw it a little bit low for Morgan as that ball was tipped. Still waiting on the signal from the officials as they huddle around midfield.
Referees will huddle up. Not sure what the call is going to be. We'll see now. And it looks like it's going to be a holding going on the defense. So another penalty that helps out the Broncos. It was on that far sideline. Receivers kind of running those streak routes down the side. We saw the flag come in from the back, so not sure, maybe one of those DBs over there thought they were going to lose a step and got a hold of the jersey. So that's going to give Western Brown a first down. 4.3 seconds to go in the third quarter. Western Brown will have time possibly here for one more play. If it's a quick throw and an incompletion, maybe two. Bradford will go empty again. 3 on the right, 2 on the left. Ball's on the left hash. 34-yard line. Bradford takes a snap, looking towards that way. He's going to throw it over towards Harmon on the far side, just out of his reach. And another flag coming out. And it looks like another penalty going against the defensive back, as Hoxtell doesn't agree with the call. He's pleading his case over there, but I don't think he's going to win that argument. Some more flags fly out. No time left on the clock here in the third. But it looks like another pass interference penalty, as now they're telling Western Brown sideline to kind of hold on for just a second before they can get this call in. There's no time on the clock. He was trying to get it to Harmon, and it was incomplete. Harmon made a diving attempt, but it is going to be pass interference going against Hillsboro. So that is going to give Western Brown another first down, and that is going to set them up nicely to start this fourth quarter, rather. They are knocking on the door of taking the lead in this game after being down 28-6. And it looks like they're going to give them one more play.
Untimed down, yeah. Penalty at the end of the quarter.
So that's why the referees were telling the Western Brown sideline to stay put. They were ready to run down to the end zone and talk things over, but yeah, Western Brown's going to get I don't know if you want to call it a free play, but one untimed it down, easy for me to say, here in this to end this third quarter. They'll line up Loudermilk out wide on the right, 2 bunch on the left. They're going to hand this one to Morgan going up the middle, and a nice play there. I believe that was Abner again. Malachi Abner met the ball carrier Morgan right away. Falls forward for maybe a yard, and it'll bring up second down and 9, but that's going to bring us to the end of the third quarter. What an answer by the Western Brown defense and offense in the third quarter. Hillsboro is still holding on to a 28-22 lead. We'll take a break, and we'll have fourth quarter action coming up right after this. Don't want to go anywhere on 99.5 The Edge and Good Guys Radio TV.
What we believe matters because it shapes who we are. At First State Bank, we believe in rural communities. We have since our start in 1884. We're proud of where we come from. And while others have come and gone, we've remained. Because standing by the folks you believe in is what a real local bank does. First State Bank, built on belief.
Finding that missing shin guard. Remembering whether it's a home or away game. Getting the right kid to the right playing field on the right day. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. We work with independent agents who keep insurance simple so you can worry about more important things. Like not being that fan.
Oh, come on, ref.
That's simple human sense.
Your local auto owner's agent is Cooper Tarvin Insurance. Call 513-752-9960 or visit ctinsurance.net.
Quarter action from Hillsboro, Ohio, Richards Memorial Field. The Indians holding on to a 28-22 lead. Western Brown has it first down, it'll be second down and 9 from the 19-yard line to start this fourth quarter, but some turnovers and a big stop on a third and long has put this Western Brown offense in a position to take their first lead of the night. Bradford in the shotgun, has Harmon on the left, 2 on the right. He's going to fake the handoff now. Harmon's coming back around on the reverse, trying to get to the outside, and a nice play on the far side by Trey Captain. What a tackle. Came flying in, and that was going to go for a loss. If he would have been able to get a step, he would have had some yards, but Captain, what a tackle on that far side.
Yeah, a really disciplined play there from Captain, and he's coming up lame again. It's like he's maybe cramping on that left leg.
Yeah, he's been kind of,
maybe both legs. He's kind of patting both hamstrings in the back. He's fighting through it again. This is something you see in these early season games. This one not as hot as normal, but your body's still not used to going 4 quarters. Most of the time when you're scrimmaging as well in these high school games, you might only play 2 or 3 quarters at most. And again, you're still not even playing every series, trying to rotate guys in. So these even a veteran like Trey Captain there dealing with some struggles there, trying to get some water on the sideline.
Well, I mean, let's be honest. He's had about 1.5 miles of touchdown runs tonight. So
I don't think he's come off the field except for this play.
He's been pretty busy, so he's going to get a little water over on the sideline. Dumpert's actually going to check in for him over on that far sideline. Third and long now for Western Brown after the tackle for loss. Third down and 14 from the 24, empty set. Takes the snap. Bradford wants to throw it over the middle. Has a man. That was intercepted. A nice play by number 16, Swackhammer. And Western Brown turns it over on offense for the first time. And a good return out to the almost the 30-yard line. And just when this Hillsboro defense has been on its heels, Colin Swackhammer comes away with a big interception. Trying to get it to Morgan. That play's been successful on the night. That seam route up the middle to Morgan, but that time Swackhammer jumped in front. Big turnover for this Hillsboro defense.
Yeah, I may have baited them there. They've got burned on it a few times, and then Swackhammer just jumped the route, able to get a big return, too, out to the 27-yard line.
Yeah, picked it off inside the 5, but all the way out past the 25, so decent field position here for Hillsboro. 10:51 to go in the ballgame. Both teams have all 3 of their timeouts. Hillsboro now headed from left to right on your radio dial. And now we're going to have a flag coming in and some motion up front. And it looks like maybe 12 men in the formation or too late of a substitution. I'm not sure, as they're making number 8, Sean Hottinger, come back to the sideline. So they threw a penalty flag, but so far they have not respotted the ball. So I guess we're just going to call it I'm not sure what that was. They threw a penalty flag. They made Hottinger check back out. And now number 12, Malachi Abner, checks back in. One receiver lined up out wide to the left, Dumper under center. Abner goes in motion. They hand it to Hoxel coming back towards his own sideline. And goes past the 30. Nice little run on first down. The ball pops out again. And they're going to say it was blown dead. Western Brown thought they had another fumble, but the play was blown dead as Hoxel was in a lot of traffic there, but a nice run will bring up second down and medium.
Yeah, popped right into the hands of Raymond Bowman there. Able to turn upfield, but that one was already blown dead by the officials. Western Brown attacking that football, and for good reason. Already 2 fumbles forced in this second half.
Bowman had the end zone in mind. He was ready to roll, but they'll give him 5 yards up to the, or 6 yards rather, up to the 33. It'll be second down and 4 with just over 10 minutes to go in the ball game. Nice run there by Hoxel on that first down play. Tight formation here from the Indians. Hoxel goes in motion. They're going to fake the handoff, pitch it out, trying to get out to the side. A nice play by the Western Brown front's going to drop him for a loss. I believe that was number 18. Pena gets back in there, and then Big Spalding comes in and cleans it up. That's going to go for a loss. We'll bring up third down at about 8 now.
They're playing with some fire right now. He got in untouched in the backfield and able to force him back. Big tackle for loss now. 3rd and long coming up for the Indians.
That was Adam Pena again, the 6'3", 215-pound junior came flying through there, and Spalding was there to clean it up. So it's going to be 3rd and 8 after the loss, back to the 29 now. 9 minutes and 27 seconds to go in the ballgame. Western Brown's defense with another chance to get off the field here. Maybe Hillsboro trying to extend the drive and possess the ball and run as much time as they can off the clock. Dumper takes the snap. He's looking to throw this one. He's going to throw it back towards the middle. A little high, tipped around, and it's going to drop to the ground as a couple of receivers and defenders had a chance at it. Hoxel almost made a great play on the back end there and came away with the tip drill. Pass was intended for number 9 again, Trey Captain, and that's going to bring up 4th and 8, and Hillsboro's going to be forced to punt again.
Captain got up, looked like he had a chance at it, bounced off the fingers. Western Brown able to bat it to the ground. Another 3rd down that Hillsboro has not converted. 0 for 4 now in the second half. I
think there were about 2 or 3 people for each team that had a chance to catch that ball. Here comes the punt, an low end-over-end kick as Harmon will let it bounce, and now he's just going to back away from it. Takes a Hillsboro roll down inside the 30, down to about the 33-yard line, or rather 27, 28-yard line we'll call it. So Western Brown comes away with another stop. They'll have it 1st and 10 with the offense coming back out. Again, make sure to stay tuned for our Cooper Tarvin Insurance Coaches Comment Show right after the game. We'll recap tonight's matchup with Coach Nick Osborne. Well, both teams have all their timeouts. Still 9 minutes, 8:59 to go here in this game. But again, Western Brown's going to try to march down the field. They've had a couple of good drives. Bradford threw the interception last drive. We'll see if he can bounce back here and kind of, this is that young quarterback. You got to be able to let that go and play with some poise here, trying to drive the field and take the lead.
Yeah, you got to learn from that. Obviously, they got baited on that last play, tried to go back to Morgan down the seam. Swackhammer ready for it.
Bradford takes a snap, looking back to his right, going to throw it that way, and it's going to fall incomplete. A nice play on the back end there. I think that was Number 8, Hottinger, came flying in there to knock it away from Morgan. A nice pass breakup there will bring up 2nd down and 10.
A good throw, better defense, though, from Hillsboro, able to break that one up.
Hottinger closed the gap quickly. It looked like Morgan was going to have enough room to at least catch it and get some yards, but nice play there to knock it down. 8:55 to go in the ball game. Bradford ready for the snap, takes it, looking back to his right, has some pressure. Now he's going to throw over the middle, and it's almost brought in by Loudermilk. Again, Trey Captain with another nice defensive play back-to-back. Nice pass breakups from this secondary, as it looked like Loudermilk was going to have a chance to bring it in. It'll bring up 3rd down and 10.
That was a really good throw from Bradford, too. Was patient in the pocket, waited for that route to come open. But, yeah, Captain did a great job on the back end covering up that one and knocking it away.
Bradford had to put some heat on that one, and just a fingertip enough to knock it away from Loudermilk. Will bring up 3rd down and 10. Empty set for Western Brown. 3 on the right, 2 on the left. Bradford takes a snap. Looking over the middle, has pretty good protection. He's going to throw this time, trying to get it to Morgan, and again, another pass. Knocked down 3 in a row. Swackhammer knocks that one down, and good defensive job here by Hillsboro to be able to just knock those passes out the last second. That was 3 in a row that looked like they were for sure completions, and Hillsboro doing a nice job getting hands on the football and causing a punt situation here for Western Brown.
Yeah, kind of unlike Coach Osborne in this situation, playing from behind, but I think he likes where his defense is at, and they're playing really well. Forced 2 fumbles already and almost a 3rd on that last series, and got the ball back on a punt. He's still got plenty of time, though. They're only down 1 score right now.
Yeah, that drive took about 15 seconds total there from Western Brown after 3 straight incompletions. Again, can't say enough about the defense there from Hillsboro, doing a nice job getting those fingertips on those passes at the last second. Spalding will punt it away for Western Brown. Number 3, Brown back deep to receive for Hillsboro. End over end punts a little short over towards the Western Brown sideline. Takes a bounce. Ooh, almost hit the back end there of one of the Hillsboro players, but checks up at the 36-yard line. So 8:31 to go. Hillsboro has the ball back, leading 28-22. We'll take a short break. We'll be right back on 99.5 The Edge and Good Guys Radio TV.
We've been growing since 1946. As your Kubota dealer, our focus is to help you grow today and into the future. Stop by one of our locations today, visit with our folks, and see our entire lineup of Kubota products.
Our business is helping you grow. Maxler Tractor.
Dumper takes the snap, pitches it out. Hawksville trying to come back to that sideline. Another nice play by Dre Mitchell, able to wrap him up. That's 3 or 4 times that Mitchell's done a nice job on the edge. And you can see the frustration from Hawksville as he kind of flips the ball back towards the middle. He's getting frustrated at a good play. That's going to even be maybe even a little bit of a loss.
Yeah, those are plays he made all last year, just getting to the edge. And Mitchell's made some great decisions, too, able to shed the block and make the play on Hochstel. And again, Hochstel is an amazing athlete back there in the backfield of Hillsboro.
So they will give him a yard up to the 38-yard line. Under 8 to go now, 7:53 to go in the ballgame. Brown lined up out wide to the left. Dumpert under center, 1 man out wide on the right. This time they're going to fake the handoff, and Dumpert's looking to throw, has some pressure, throws it late, and that one's going to be in and out of the hands of Captain over there as he took a big shot from Morgan over on that far side, not quite able to haul it in. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 9.
Yeah, good pressure, too, applied in the backfield as he rolled out to his left side. Made a good throw. Receiver just not able to reel it in. But the Western Brown front, I think, kind of caused that. Pretty good coverage as well on that right side of the defense.
Yeah, it was Pena again knifing through the line there to get a little bit of pressure. Didn't quite get a hand on Dumper, but maybe made him rush to throw a little bit there. So it'll be 3rd down and 9 now from the 38-yard line. Another chance for Western Brown to try to get a stop and get the ball back. Clock stops with 7:42 to go in the game. Oxel goes in motion. They're going to pitch it to him coming out this way. Defender slips and falls, had him dead to rights. He tries to jump over a tackler. He's going to be right at the line. Western Brown had a chance at him in the backfield. I think that was Spalding. Kind of lost his footing and slipped down. And that's going to be enough for a 1st down. A good run there by Hoxel.
They haven't signaled yet. Now they do. 1st down. First 3rd down conversion of the half. 1 of 5 now for Hillsboro.
So, again, that Western Brown defender was in there quickly, but playing on that natural grass, used to the turf at Western Brown, lost his footing a little bit, and a good cut move by Hoxel, and then tried to hurdle a defender there at the end, had enough to get the first down for the Indians. So up to the 47-yard line now where it's first down and 10. One man lined up out wide to the left. Dumper under center. Hoxel goes in motion. Now they'll try to draw him off sides and reset. Dumper takes the snap, hands this one off up the middle. Cornelli cuts it back. Nice cut move. Mitchell wraps him up, and Broncos rally to the football and bring him down again. He's going to get some yards with forward progress. About 2 yards, going to bring up a second down and 8. Another nice play by Dre Mitchell.
Yeah, Dre Mitchell showing a lot of athleticism on the edge there, able to make plays in space. That's what you want from your cornerbacks. You got to be able to rely on them in those one-on-one situations, and he's shown his athletic ability tonight.
So it'll be second down and 8 after the 2-yard gain on first down, up to the 49, just short of midfield. Under 7 to go, 6:55 to go in the ballgame. Hillsboro trying to milk as much of that clock as they can. Would love to drive the field and punch it in here. Western Brown trying to come up with another defensive stop here in the second half. Captain goes in motion. They're going to hand this one off coming back this way. Nice blocks up front. He's going to fall forward. And it looks like he's going to be right at the line to gain there, as that's Hoxtell. I think they're going to mark him just short. It's going to be third down and about a half a yard.
Yeah, really good run off that right side. Had some nice lead blocking. May have lost his footing there. Looked like he could have kept going. Slipped up 1 yard shy. Coach Horn will be okay with that, with the clock still running inbounds.
So it'll be third down and 1 from the 44 inside Bronco territory. Just about a little over a 1 yard to go here for this first down. I think at this point in the field, you'll see Coach Horn go for it as long as it's not a big loss on this play if they don't get it. And now another penetration play, and they do not get it. They go backwards, back past the 45. Another push up front, and a little bit of chippiness going on down there. That was Spalding in on that one again, and that's going to be a loss. That's going to bring up a fourth down and about 3 here, so decision time for Coach Horn.
Spalding and the freshman, number 31, Lake and Deal, getting in there, applying some heat. Big tackle for loss there.
Lake and Deal freshman goes 6'1", 175. Coach Osborne's had a lot of great things to say about him. His future is very bright here for these Western Brown Broncos. Fourth down and 3, 5.5 minutes to go. Big play here for both sides. Hillsboro trying to get a first down and move the drive along. Western Brown trying to come away with a big turnover on downs. Dumper gets it, takes the snap, hands it off, and it's going off that side, and Captain has the yards and more, and Trey Captain is going to go in for the touchdown. What a play call by Coach Horn, and Trey Captain has his 4th touchdown of the night, and that is going to be a big-time play for Hillsboro. And now they punch it in, and Western Brown's going to have to score quickly and try to get the ball back.
Yeah, right play call at the right time from Coach Horn. Decides to go back to Captain, who's been very impressive tonight, playing all over the field. Offense, defense, special teams. Gets it done again on that left side for 6.
So they're going to go for 2 here. After Western Brown was able to convert a couple of 2-point conversions. It's a 12-point difference right now, so they're going to go for 2 to try to make it 14. As, again, Trey Captain with another big touchdown run. And that one fooled me. That was a great pitch, late pitch out to Trey Captain, and he took it into the house. And now Ty Spalding doesn't like what he sees. He calls a timeout from linebacker spot, so Western Brown's going to talk it over here. So they have to use one of their 3 remaining timeouts. And they're going to talk things over here again. Hillsboro trying to come away with a 2-point conversion here to make it a 14-point game. But, man, just when it looked like Western Brown after a tackle for loss was going to have another chance, Trey Captain puts his mark on this one again. Looked like must have got the cramps worked down the sideline because he had all kinds of speed to take it to the house on that one.
Yeah, got a little water in him, and he feels the moment too. I mean, you know that as a player, fourth down, and you got to get the yards, and he does it, just gets that edge, and Western Brown just doesn't have the speed on the edge to compete with that tonight.
Remember, 99.5 The Edge is your home for the Cincinnati Bengals. Listen in tomorrow as the Bengals host Indianapolis to wrap up the preseason. Coverage begins at 11:30. Kickoff at 1 p.m. Final preseason tune-up. I don't think Joe Burrow and any of the starters are going to play in that final one. They played in the first 2, so kind of maybe some of those guys fighting for spots in this last one. Dumper will go under center. 3 wide receivers. First time we've seen that for Hillsboro. He wants to throw. Looking to his right. He's going to throw it. And another play by Mitchell knocks it down. He had a receiver wide open. kind of in the shorter throw, but he tried to go to the outside. And Dre Mitchell knocks it down at the last second, so the two-point conversion is no good. The score holds 34-22 after the big touchdown run by Captain again. So Western Brown down 12. They're going to have to try to score here as quickly as possible and hopefully hold on to those 2 timeouts and then see what they can do to try to get the ball back. But again, first points of the second half for this Hillsboro offense, and it came at the right time.
When it came on a third, they get their first third down conversion on that drive and a fourth down conversion as well. Huge plays from them, and again, Captain is just piling it on. He's had a tremendous night, and again, electric speed once he gets to that edge, that second level.
So they've seen one pretty big kickoff return by Morgan. Swope has Swope doing the extra point duties, but so far now it's been Cornelli doing the kickoff duties. So not sure I don't think anything happened to Swope or anything like that, but he's got a pretty big leg. We'll see if Western Brown can muster some kind of return here. Cornelli has it teed up on the 40-yard line, 5:11 to go in the ball game. Line drive kick. This one will be, Morgan's going to let it bounce, and it scoots past him into the end zone, so it'll be a touchback. Western Brown will have it on the 20-yard line, so another good job on the kickoff there to get the touchback. It'll put them on the 20, 80 yards to go for Western Brown's offense, and 5 minutes and 11 seconds left to try to score and get the ball back and see if they can have a chance to win this thing. We've seen them come from behind in this game the last couple of years. They got a 12-point deficit to try to overcome here. And it looks like, Bradford is kind of settled in. We'll see if he can get that offense moving down the field.
Yeah, that's what Coach O's got to do, just play quick, kind of keeping that 2-minute mentality, work the ball down the field.
So Bradford will go in the shotgun, has Morgan back there with him. Harmon on the left, 3 on the right. Looking over the middle, has pretty good protection now, has to roll out to his right a little bit, and they're going to get to him. A couple of defenders in there. I believe that was number 50, Connor Yoakum, the sophomore, able to get in there and get the first hands on him. They bring him down for a sack and a loss.
That was the first sack of the second half. They had 3 in the first half and 1 now in the fourth quarter.
So that's going to drop them back to the 17-yard line. It'll be second down and 13 now after the sack. Same formation, just flip sides. 3 on the left, 1 on the right. This time Bradford's going to run it, has some room up past the 20, trying to get past the 25, and now he's caught from behind by number 5, Landon Holland. Gets the sack yardage back, and a little bit more is going to bring up third down, and it looks like about 6.
Yeah, feeling a little bit of pressure in that pocket. Chose to step up and take off down the field, able to pick up some of those lost yards. Gets a 3rd and medium now for his team.
And a little bit more of a cramping issue here. I think that's Holland that made the tackle down. Trainer comes out and tries to get him stretched out a little bit. Has that left leg up in the air, but just want to remind everybody this broadcast is for the private use of the 99.5 The Edge audience. Any other use of the descriptions or accounts of this game without the consent of 99.5 The Edge is prohibited. So it's going to be 3rd down and 6 from the 24. Nice little run there. Like you said, some pressure. You had to step up through it. That's back-to-back plays now. Excuse me, that Indians been able to get some pressure on Bradford. He does a nice job there stepping up through, puts him in a 3rd down and manageable situation, stays out of another big sack.
Yeah, he's showing that athleticism, but the pressure that offensive line's got to give him a little more time because they got to work the ball down the field a little bit more. Try to get to those hashes, save those timeouts. You're going to need at least one more drive.
So they're still taking some time to try to get Holland back up on his feet, still getting stretched out a little bit. You mentioned it, first week here, still in August, still a lot of heat to deal with, and still getting those, as they call them, football playing legs underneath of you. So Holland's going to kind of hobble off to the sideline and try to get some water and get back in there, but Western Brown has a big 3rd down and 6 coming up here with 4:22 to go in the fourth quarter.
And 3rd and medium. Coach Osborne has a lot in that range in his playbook. Could run another quarterback draw, a lot of out routes, screens.
3 on the right, 1 on the left. Morgan in the backfield. Bradford rolling to his right, picks up a block, looking to throw. He's going to throw it late over towards the sideline, and we'll see if Loudermilk kept the feet in bounds. No signal yet. And I think they're going to say he was out of bounds and couldn't quite bring it in. So that's going to be incomplete. It's going to bring up a big 4th down and 6 here. And this could be the ball game right here if Western Brown can't get a a first down and move the drive. Good throw and catch, but Loudermilk just couldn't get those feet inbounds on the sideline.
Yeah, really good patience again on the rollout to that right side. A great throw by Bradford. Just not able to drag that toe.
And now the Hillsboro faithful come alive here on a big fourth down. And now we're going to have a timeout on the Indian side. They're going to talk things over here. They know how important this fourth down is here, as well as so does Western Brown. If they can't get a first down here, it's going to be really hard in that field position to get a quick stop and get off the field in enough time to score twice. So I would say that if Western Brown's not able to get a first down here, that would just about wrap this one up.
Yeah, and we've talked about Western Brown in the past being able to score on any play with their skill level and the type of the spread offense that they run, but Hillsboro showed that tonight as well. They can score on any given play. A lot of speed on that edge for them offensively.
So we'll see what Coach Osborne and that offense has drawn up, and then Coach Warren and the defense for Hillsboro. We'll see what they're able to come up with here. It would be a huge stop for Hillsboro if they can get off the field here. Like I said, with 4:09 to go, only 2 timeouts for Western Brown. That would just about wrap it up. I mean, you'd have to hope for a turnover at that point to be able to try to have enough time to get the ball back and score twice. But first things first, got to try to get this first down. Hillsboro trying to come up with a big stop here on 4th down. This time Harmon will line up in the – no, he'll go out wide now. They're going to go 5 wide, 3 on the right, 2 down low on the bottom on the left. Ball's over towards that left hash mark. Bradford in the backfield by himself, takes the snap. Looking over the middle, has a little pressure now. He's going to roll out, looking to throw, squares the shoulders. He's going to throw it late. Morgan's behind the defense, and it goes right through his hands. Justin Morgan, I was thinking about 6, and it went right through his hands. That would have been a touchdown, I believe, or at least a huge chunk play for Western Brown. And that is a big-time mistake for this Western Brown offense. And that's going to give the ball back to Hillsboro. So Hillsboro has aided Western Brown with some penalties tonight. Western Brown aids them big time with a big drop right there on a 4th down.
Yeah, you don't see that too often from Justin Morgan. Doesn't make too many mistakes, and I think he just pulled his eyes up, felt the open field around him, and was trying to house that one. Got to watch it all the way into your hands.
Got to catch it first. So Hillsboro catches a big break, and they're going to try to run this thing out now with 4:02 to go, make Western Brown start taking those timeouts. I would be shocked if we see anything but run plays here from the Indians, especially as much success as they've had on the ground with Captain and Hochstol and some of those guys tonight. So they're going to do everything they can to run this clock out. Hochstol goes in motion. Now he'll reset over there on the left side as Dumpert. And now a flag comes out late and with some movement up front, so it kind of backfires on Hillsboro there. Somebody on the right side of the line couldn't quite hold their water. So it'll be a 5-yard penalty. It'll be a first down and 15.
And I've noticed all night long, because they like to pull and run those trap and counter plays. If you look at the guards, they kind of rock a little bit right before the snap. I'm surprised the officials haven't called that more often.
So they call it here. It'll be a 5-yard penalty back to the 29-yard line. First down and 15. Western Brown trying to come up with another one of those big fumble recoveries. Hillsboro going to try to possess this thing and come away with a win here on week 1. Dumpert under center. Hochstol goes in motion, hands it off up the middle, and met immediately and dropped right about the original line of scrimmage. It'll bring up second down and long with 3:53 to go. And now another timeout as another Hillsboro Indian player kind of slow to get up. And that's number 2, Cornelli, again getting up a little gingerly.
Officials are going to make him come out of the ball game.
Colin Swackhammer will check in and take his spot. So they're going to call it no gain, still on the 29-yard line, second down and 15. 3:45 to go, and the clock's still rolling. Clock is all on the side of Hillsboro right now. Western Brown trying to come up with another stop, create a turnover or something to get the ball back in their hands quickly and hold on to those timeouts. One man lined up out wide to the left. Dumpert will go under center. Swackhammer lined up in the backfield behind him. Captain on the right side. Hochstol goes in motion. They're going to hand it to Captain up the middle, and he backs his way up to about the 25-yard line, so gets back to that, almost to that original line of scrimmage, and now looks like Coach Osborne is going to take his first timeout, I believe. So, or second timeout, rather. They had to take one there on that 2-point conversion. So they'll have one timeout left with 3:18 to go. It's going to be a third down and looks to be about 11 or 12 here. So, again, I think if you can get a stop here on third down, you save that timeout and try to make them make a decision on fourth down. But first things first, with the way they've ran the ball here tonight, I mean, they've had some big chunk plays. We'll see if Western Brown can get a stop and put them in a fourth down situation.
Yeah, got to get off the field, and obviously it's probably not going to be a pass play from Coach Horn. If you're looking at the clock, you want to run it down, force Western Brown to use their final timeout. They still have to score 2 times to either tie or take the lead in this ball game. So if you're Coach Horn, you got to keep this one on the ground.
And I think they're going to put a couple of seconds back on the clock here, up to 3:21. So timeout from Coach Osborne. There'll be 3:21 left to go in the ball game. Third down and 11 now from the 20, just outside the 25-yard line. Big third down play here for both sides. One man lined up on the left. Dumper goes under center. Captain goes in motion. They're going to hand it to Hoxtel coming back this way. He's got some room, and Hoxtel's going to be short of the first down. It is going to bring him fourth down inside the 20. And it looks like Western Brown is going to hold on to that timeout and make them make a decision here on fourth down. We'll see what Coach Horn decides to go. It's going to be a fourth down and looks to be about 4.
Yeah, nice run. Another counter back over that right side with Hochstel. Does a good job getting upfield, but Western Brown holding strong there. It'll be fourth and a few.
So this right here on fourth down will definitely be the ball game. If Hillsboro gets a first down here, there's just not going to be enough time with one timeout left to try to get the ball back and score twice. Western Brown gives themselves a fighting chance if they can get off the field here on fourth down and 3. One man lined up on the left, Dumpert under center. Hoxtel goes in motion, and they fake the handoff, and Dumpert put the ball on the ground again, but it's really not going to matter because it was fourth down. So it will be a turnover on downs with 2:28 to go in the ball game. So Western Brown's going to get the ball back with one timeout. So they're going to have to try to score quickly, and they do have a timeout to work with, and then get the ball back again and try to score to win this thing. So still a big hill to climb, but you get off the field there with some time left and a timeout in your pocket. And, again, we've seen some of these plays where Western Brown can come up with some big chunks. They would have had one there to Morgan, would have been a much different ball game we're talking about right now. But, got to let that one go and make a big play here. Hillsboro defense trying to come up with another stop.
Yeah, and they got to have the protection from the offensive line. That's where it all starts. Give Bradford that necessary time he needs to get the ball downfield, work it to those athletes on the edge.
Bradford ready for the snap, 4 wide receivers, and now there's going to be a very late timeout coming in from Hillsboro, so they're going to use one of their final 2 timeouts. Coach Horn did not like what he saw there on the defensive side, so they're going to talk things over a little bit here, as it looked like Western Brown was, just ready to snap the ball, but they'll get the timeout. So they'll be still first down and 10 from the 20. But again, Western Brown, we've talked about it so many times. They've had so many of those plays where they're just off by a fingertip, or a drop pass there on a big fourth down play, or, a good throw and a great play on the back end by Hillsboro to get a hand on it and knock it down. They've just been kind of one play away all night. So they're going to have to try to convert one of those here for some big yards. It'd be great if you could save that timeout, but that's probably unlikely here, as you got to score first before you can do anything else.
Yeah, that's it. That's why they call it a game of inches. Every little detail matters, and all 11 positions matter, and those little things add up throughout the ball game. These are going to be a lot of learning experiences for these players on this Western Brown team.
So they'll go 4 wide again, same formation here, 1 on the left, 3 on the right. Bradford takes a snap, looking over the middle, has some pressure now. He's going to try to throw it, and it's underthrown, and that's going to be intercepted by Hoxtel. And he goes down around the 47-yard line, and a big play by Jevin Hoxtel, and that's going to just about do it for this one, as Hillsboro comes up with a big interception again, and Hoxtel comes away with kind of the capper to put a ribbon on this one. Western Brown does have 1 timeout, but still, again, I just don't think enough time to try to score and get the ball back again. It's just up against the clock, put themselves in a big hole early, tried to fight back, had a lot of fight in that third quarter, but Hillsboro's defense has really stepped up here in this fourth quarter and gotten some big stops, and a big turnover there from Hoxtel.
Yeah, they really have. They've got pressure in the face of Bradford and not really allowed him an opportunity to settle in this fourth quarter. Third quarter, he got rolling and put some points on the board, but Hillsboro really stepped up, and they're finishing this game strong.
So still going to have to run a couple of plays with that timeout, but again, just going to about wrap this one up here. Hillsboro has a 12-point lead, 34-22. Hoxtel goes in motion. They'll hand it off to that front man there. able to bounce off a couple of tacklers and keep those legs turning down to about the 41-yard line. That was Cornelli. It'll be second down as the clock continues to roll with just over 2 minutes to go.
A nice power run off that right side. Coach Horn's preaching, stay in bounds. 2 hands on the ball.
Yeah, just about the only way at this point is a big turnover, fumble, recovery, long return type situation as the clock continues to roll. The minute 42 to go in the ball game. Hillsboro taking their time, going up to the line, using every second of that play clock possible. Tight formation here as Dumpert will go under center again. Minute and a half to go. Captain goes in motion. They'll hand it to Cornelli. He goes up the middle, and he's going to fight for the yardage. He rolls a little bit there, but he's all the way down to the 35, and that's going to be enough for the first down. And that will do it here, as even though Western Brown does have a timeout, I don't think they're going to use it, because at that point, Hillsboro could just take a couple of knees and it would be over. So Hillsboro, we talked about, it's been two years in a row. It's been really, really close games, and Western Brown's just kind of found some magic, and Hillsboro does a nice job here tonight. Really got punched in the face there in that third quarter, and in the fourth quarter they have responded. That defense has been great here in the fourth quarter, and they've come up with some big turnovers. And you got to give Coach Horn and those Indians a lot of credit. I mean, you know, you get up big, and then you kind of have that big momentum swing of giving up a bunch of points in a row and some turnovers. And you know, we've talked about they've got a lot of veteran players on this team, a lot of experience in Dumpert and Hochstol and those guys that have Trey Captain, those guys that have been here for 3 or 4 years. And you know, I think that's kind of the difference here tonight. You got a 3-year starter quarterback for Hillsboro who doesn't panic under those situations, and Bradford, his first game ever as a starter, you know, he played a good game, but just some mistakes late, and Hillsboro's going to come away with a big win here on week 1.
Yeah, a really big win against a quality opponent in Western Brown, and we see it year in and year out. Coach Osborne loves to schedule these Frontier Athletic Conference teams because they're so competitive. You see it year in and year out with Jackson and Courthouse, Trace, Hillsboro. Coach Horn now in his 4th season, so this is the first group that he brought in as freshmen that have worked all the way up now, seniors, leaders on this Hillsboro team.
And now victory formation here for the Indians as Dumpert is just going to kneel it down. He's going to have to kneel it one more time. It's just over 40 seconds when he took that knee. But again, Hillsboro is going to come away with a big win. A veteran group, and Trey Captain had himself a heck of a football game here tonight. 4 touchdowns on the offensive side, and some big plays on the defensive side as well. He's a special athlete for these Hillsboro Indians, and you know, you got to think that this gives them a lot of confidence. They've been really close the last couple of years on Western Brown, and they're finally able to get over the hump here tonight. And you know, Western Brown, we talked with Coach Osborne. They've got some learning to do. They got some young guys out there. And you know, no one's gonna throw in the towel after one game, but it doesn't get any easier next week with an out-of-state rival, Simon Kenton, coming to town. So final score here from this one, 34-22 in favor of the Hillsboro Indians. They come away with a win. They'll go to 1-0 on the season. Western Brown drops their first one. They'll be 0-1. So looking to bounce back next week against a good Simon Kenton team out of Kentucky. We'll take a short break, and we'll have some more post-game stuff coming up for you right after this on 99.5 The Edge and Good Guys Radio TV.
Our business is helping you grow. We're Baxter Tractor. We take care of you like family.
We've been growing since 1946. As your Kubota dealer, our focus is to help you grow today and into the future. Stop by one of our locations today, visit with our folks, and see our entire lineup of Kubota products.
Our business is helping you grow. Baxter Tractor.
C103, 99.5 The Edge and Good Guys Radio TV are your source for everything local. From Shack basketball
Shot by Osborne, 3 on the buzzer!
to Shack baseball,
Wells is going to try. He makes it. He's safe.
Western Brown football,
Throws it towards the end zone, and it's complete.
to Shack volleyball,
Hatton for the kill, it's good.
local fairs, festivals, and more.
Ire to the finish line.
Crosses the line to get the victory.
Never miss a moment with C103, 99.5 The Edge and Good Guys Radio TV. At the heart of our community and cheering along with you, Merchants National Bank has been your local bank for over 145 years. Just like our team on the field, we're committed to hard work, teamwork, and supporting our community. Whether you're saving for the future, buying your first home, or growing your business, Merchants National Bank is here to help you reach your goals. Stop by any of our convenient local locations or visit online at merchantsnat.com. Merchants National Bank, a real community bank. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Ohio, the Indians come away with a Week 1 win, 34-22 over Western Brown. And singing the fight song down here in front of their student section is the Hillsboro Indian faithful. Big crowd here again tonight. Awesome weather, a beautiful, beautiful day for some high school football as we're back underway here on the gridiron. Friday night lights, nothing quite like it in these, these small town rivalries as the town's kind of shut down on Friday nights and everyone goes to the football games. And Hillsboro, they got out early. They jumped out to a big lead and got up 21-6 at halftime, and then Western Brown came screaming back in the third quarter, kind of led by that defensive front, came up with some big turnovers and was able to claw their way back into it and got it to a one-score game, a 6-point game, but just couldn't get over the hump and, had some plays, again, just kind of not go their way. And that big drop there, I don't want to, nothing negative against a play or anything, but that drop from Morgan killed that drive, and then just not able to get it back in enough time to do much and had to take some chances and throw the interception. So got to give the Indians a lot of credit. I mean, we talked about the veteran roster that they have, a lot of seniors, a lot of juniors that have a lot of playing experience. You talked about it. Coach Horn's first group are seniors now, and that stuff goes a long way. You get those kids for 4 years, 3 years in one game now, and you get a chance to put your system in. They learn how you work. You learn how they work, and it's just been a good run for them. I expect the Indians to have a good season in that tough FAC conference.
Yeah, and they've got some great opponents in that league. Western Brown going to play a lot of them here early on in the season. So, like you said, Simon Kenton coming to town next week. But these Hillsboro Indians deserved the win tonight. They fought through some adversity in that third quarter. Western Brown looked like they had a chance to go down and tie it, potentially take the lead a couple different times, and defense stepped up there, got the ball back, and offense just took over to finish that ball game out.
Well, Coach Osborne kind of talked about it in our pregame huddle, just the turnover battle. There were turnovers on both sides, but Hillsboro came up with a couple of really big ones at the end when they really needed to. Their back was kind of against the wall. We talked about it, the resiliency of the veteran group from them. Football, like a lot of sports, is a game of momentum. 1 minute it feels like the world's against you. The next minute it feels like everything's going your way. So, they kind of weathered the storm there long enough to be able to put themselves in that position at the end. And then the big cap-off touchdown by Trey Captain to kind of put the seal on it. And what a night he had. 4 touchdowns for Trey Captain. And, really just a special athlete on both sides of the football for them. We saw Hoxell with some big runs. Dumpert had a 92-yard touchdown run. The key guys for Hillsboro that we talked about in the pregame came through for them big, and they come away with a big win.
Most of them play both ways, too. You saw a lot of cramping, guys having to come off the field for them, but the majority of their players are two-way players or three-way. They're playing special teams also. I don't think we saw Captain come off the field very much unless it was a cramping issue. He was returning kicks and punts and on coverage and defense all over the place. 4 touchdowns, impressive start to this season for him.
And Western Brown obviously will drop that first one. They'll be 0-1, looking to bounce back next week. Their first home game against Simon Kenton. I know coaches always say there are no moral victories, which is, kind of a thing that a lot of people say. But, Bradford played well. I mean, he had some opportunities, made some really good throws. That Hillsboro defense made some really great plays on the back end to knock down some really good throws. Justin Morgan had himself a nice day. Ty Spalding was flying all over the field. We saw some of those defensive linemen, Scroggins and Lakin Deal, the freshman, got in there and made some plays. And, a lot of bright spots for Western Brown, but again, no moral victories, but I think it's something that they can build on with a sophomore, first-time starting quarterback. Everyone in the world knows they're going to spread it out and throw it and try to move the ball down the field in big chunks. And again, Hillsboro made some really big plays when they had to tonight. But Western Brown, I think just the message would probably be just can't put yourself in that big of a hole to start the game, and then try to fight back. And they did a good job in the third quarter, but then. again, Hillsboro able to make some big adjustments. But a lot of positive things from Western Brown. You said it, very tough non-conference schedule that they have to start the season. Well, I don't know a whole lot about Simon Kenton, but I know that's a big school, a good program that's had a lot of success over the last 10, 12 years. So I'm sure they're going to bring a big crowd up to Western Brown, up to Mount Orb, Ohio next week. We'll have that one for you right here on 99.5 The Edge and Good Guys Radio TV. But tough one for Western Brown, but again, a lot of things I think that can move in a positive direction for them.
Yeah, definitely a lot to learn from on the film and things they can get better. And again, you've got a sophomore quarterback taking his first crack at reining this Bronco team, and he held his own all night long. He had pressure in his face quite a bit. Did really well. Again, the defense had their moments getting the ball back. The third quarter was all Western Brown. I mean, they handled it defensively and offensively. But that's one of the things Coach Osborne obviously harps on is it's got to be a complete game. You got to play 4 complete quarters to win most ball games, and they did not do that tonight. But there's a lot to be proud of for this team in their opener.
All right, we're going to take another break. We kind of got the steps kind of come up the back of the press box here, so it's hard to see if Coach Osborne's making his way over here or not. We'll take another break, and then we'll come back, and Rob will have some stats for you, and if he makes his way up here, we'll get him on for our Coach's Comment Show, and we'll do our 99.5 The Edge Player of the Game. So we'll take another break, and we'll be right back on 99.5 The Edge and Good Guys Radio TV.
Your plan is ready. It's time to build. At CMT Components, we design and manufacture quality building materials for your custom job. If you need metal panels and trim, trusses, or even a complete pole barn package, we do it all, including delivering right to your job site. To get started, call us at 937-446-3400. You can also check us out online or stop by our office in Sardinia, Ohio to discuss your plans today. Let's get building.
Southern State Community College celebrates 50 years of educating our community. From humble beginnings, Southern State has evolved to become a cornerstone of accessible education, offering flexible learning that includes a growing number of online classes and fully online programs. Southern State Community College empowers you to succeed quickly with a very affordable tuition rate when compared to many four-year institutions. Call 800-628-7722 or apply online at sscc.edu.
Back in here to Hillsboro High School. We're wrapping this one up here from Richards Memorial Field. We're going to go ahead and Rob's going to have some stats for you, and then he'll send it back to me, and we'll do our 99.5 The Edge Player of the Game. Rob, go ahead.
Starting with Western Brown offensively, 11 first downs. They were 0 for 10 on third down conversions. Tough stat line there. 4 of 7 on fourth down. 6 turnovers, though, all of those coming in the first or the fourth quarter. 3 interceptions and 3 turnover on downs. They did have 4 penalties for 25 yards, all of those in the first half, so much improved there. Hillsboro defensively, they had 5 tackles for loss, 4 sacks, 5 pass breakups, 3 interceptions, 5 penalties for 40 yards for them. Offensively for Hillsboro, 7 first downs, 3 of 10 on third down conversions, 2 for 3 on fourth down, 4 turnovers total, 3 of those being fumbles, 1 on downs, 3 penalties for 20 total yards. Defensively for the Western Brown Broncos, 4 tackles for loss, 2 pass breakups, 4 forced fumbles, 3 fumble recoveries, then 1 special teams penalty for 15 yards in that one. And then I've got some scores as well across the league. New Richmond, I don't think that one is final. They're up 20-14 over Bethel. Clinton Massey victorious 35-13 over Waynesville. Let's see, Batavia Madeira, Batavia leading 29-14. Williamsburg defeated Reading 28-7. Goshen defeats Monroe 34-14. And Northwest and Wilmington. Wilmington leading that one 14-10. And also grabbed that Simon Kenton score. Just playing them next week. They are playing Dixie Heights. Simon Kenton winning 20-10 in that one.
So we're going to go ahead and do our 99.5 The Edge Player of the Game, which Coach Osborne did just text me back and say he is going to come up here and do our post-game interview Coach's Comments show. But we'll go ahead and do our 99.5 The Edge Player of the Game. We called his name quite a few times tonight. We're going to go with senior running back, defensive back, number 5, Justin Morgan. We've talked a lot about him kind of over the past couple of years, and he's just not quite been able to stay healthy. But he gets in the end zone multiple times here tonight. Has that big kickoff return to start that one drive. And, I mean, Morgan just was kind of all over the field and did a great job for the Broncos tonight, and we're going to go ahead and name him our 99.5 The Edge Player of the Game.
Yeah, tremendous game for Justin Morgan, defensively getting in there as well, making some plays, but offensively really getting it done. A couple touchdowns down the seam, gets the running touchdown, punches that one in over the goal line. So a tremendous start for his offensive and defensive season here for the Broncos.
So, again, congratulations, Justin Morgan, our 99.5 The Edge Player of the Game. We'll take a short break. Coach Osborne's up here. We'll take a short break, let him get situated, and we'll have our Coach's Comments show coming up right after this on 99.5 The Edge.
Trying to find a durable new look for your retail office, house, garage, or new barn dominium? Higgins Steel Roofing and Siding has added 2 new profiles within the past year that would make great options. A heavier 26-gauge metal board and batten with several colors to choose from adds a fresh new look to any project regardless of size. Or come in and check out our new options for standing seam. If it's steel roofing and siding, it comes from Higgins. Located in Hillsboro and Jackson, Higgins Steel Roofing and Siding, family owned and operated since 1958.
What we believe matters because it shapes who we are. At First State Bank, we believe in rural communities. We have since our start in 1884. We're proud of where we come from. And while others have come and gone, we've remained because standing by the folks you believe in is what a real local bank does. First State Bank, built on belief.
Our post-game interview here, but Coach, you know, we were talking a little bit there in the break, and sophomore quarterback Deion Bradford making his first start here tonight, a tough one. You guys were able to get down kind of big early. You were able to come back in that third quarter, create some turnovers. Just kind of what's your takeaway here from this first week?
Yeah, you know, like I told the kids all week, the team is the more fundamentally sound team and who has the least amount of turnovers is going to win the game, and we lost both aspects of that game tonight. You know, I think Deion struggled early. I think he got into the groove in the second half a little bit. I think the game was moving really, really fast for him. But that's what to expect when you're a sophomore quarterback, and we couldn't really get the run game going early on. And, you know, so I think it's a lot to learn and grow from. And, you know, I think it's a really, really good reality check for coaches, players, and to go from there.
Well, an edge contain was a struggle tonight, too. Captain had 4 touchdowns on the evening. What'd you see overall in the defense performance tonight?
Second half was much better. First half, well, you know, we just can't give up 28 in the first half and only score 6. So, you know, if you look at the second half, we won the second half pretty handily. But first half, we got absolutely smoked in the first half. And it's a tale of 2 halves. And, you know, we just got down a little bit too much, a little too early, and just kind of couldn't dig ourselves out of that hole. And, you know, when you get down in that hole, you have to be able to play mistake-free the whole second half. We weren't able to do that.
Well, we were just talking there about Justin Morgan getting the player of the game. Had a couple of really big plays, scored some big touchdowns for you guys here tonight. What's it mean for you guys? He's been injured the past couple of years. What's it mean for you guys to be able to get him back healthy and you know, contributing on these Friday nights?
Yeah, you know, when Justin's healthy, you know he's a hell of a player, and that's kind of been the story his whole career is can we keep him healthy for a stretch of 10 games, because when he's out there, he's a dynamic back, he's a dynamic receiver, defensive guy. So you know, Justin is probably one of our most athletic kids, but we have to keep him healthy in order to keep him for 10 games.
Well, another guy on your team too, we talked about him earlier in the week, Ty Spalding, getting that record tonight. He had a great defensive performance. You could just see his leadership all over the field, and talk about what that means to have him breaking a record and just leading this team.
No, yeah, you know, Ty is the heart and soul of our football team. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. Ty has been a tremendous leader his whole career, and I knew when he was in 7th grade when I got the job, that kid's going to be an absolute freak for us. And I think losing a game like this is, you don't want to lose games, but I think it's a really, really good reality check early in the season. You come in thinking you're really, really good, and we played really, really bad in the first half, and it's not all on players, it's on coaches as well, and we're going to get it corrected and move on to Simon Kenton.
Well, moving forward, looking at Simon Kenton, what can we it's an out-of-state team, somebody that since we've been doing this, you guys haven't played. What can we expect out of them, and maybe kind of how do you guys bounce back from this one next week?
Yeah, like I told the kids, we lose this one, a D3 opponent and us. We go next week to Simon Kenton, who if we get to win, it's Division I playoff points. So really makes up for this weekend in that playoff hunt. And like I told the kids, how many state championship teams went undefeated last year? And there was 2 teams in the state of Ohio that went undefeated at all, out of 900 and something teams. So everybody loses games. It's not it's how do you react and how do you respond from those losses. I think that's the biggest question. When I talk to him in the locker room is how are you going to respond? Are we just going to lay down and throw in the towel already in week 1, or are we going to get back to work at 8 a.m. and fix our mistakes?
All right, well, Coach, we appreciate you taking some time to come up here, and old Bennett, Mr. Bennett there is looking quite sleepy. It looks like it's about his bedtime.
His bedtime's 7, so he's definitely wore out. So,
well, we appreciate you, Coach, and a tough one, and we'll be talking to you this week in our interview, and back with you next Friday again at home, your first home game against Simon Kenton.
Awesome, I appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
Well, we want to thank everybody for tuning in. Again, we just talked about it. We'll have that game next week for you, Simon Kenton at home. It'll be right here on 99.5 The Edge, as well as GoodGuysRadioTV.com. And tough one for the Broncos. Again, final score here, 34-22. Hillsboro comes away with the Week 1 win. And we'll be back with you and looking forward to a good season of Western Brown football. So we'll catch you next week on Friday, and thanks for tuning in. You've been listening to OHSA Football right here on 99.5 The Edge and Good Guys Radio TV.
Thank you for tuning in. Rewatch this video and many more on demand at GoodGuysRadioTV.com.